Yep. Well, that was a fun NBA night. There was a lot of really good stuff that happened. I can't wait for us to get into it. You know what's even better, Chill, Mars, is that when we have a host that does the things they're supposed to do, they're on time, they're fashionable, they get the show done in a timely order. And so while apparently I have to substitute for Ron for a little bit, let's make sure we do that a little bit. Chill, Mars, how y'all feeling today?
Running good, Joe. Running good. We're getting close to the end. We're in the final stretch. We're probably like maybe the last maybe 30 meters left in this 100 meter
17, 18 games of the year.
Yeah. Yep. We're getting close, man. Then the playoffs are coming. So some real meaningful stuff is going on, Swiper, and I love it. Some real meaningful stuff.
Has the season gone how you thought it would?
It has not. I did not expect Wemby to be this good. I expected him to be good, but I didn't expect him to be this good. I expected Orlando to be better. There were some teams that I expected to be worse, but they ended up being better. I expected some teams to be better, and they were worse. So, no, it didn't go the way I thought it would, but it did go well.
What up, Damian?
What up, man? Dame Dash in the house.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Thinking about the Spurs have gotten to this point, y'all. I know me and Mars were having a back and forth about the Bucks early in the year, but even I didn't. I mean, this is crazy. We'll talk about the Clippers here in a minute, but I was having but the conversations yesterday on Twitter, Chill, with a bunch of Clippers fans, and they are very high. I'm talking about very high on the roster. They believe that they can beat anybody in a series at this point. They're fully locked in. Kawhi Leonard, which to their credit, I think is fair, that he's a top 3 player in the league. They have somebody that can outplay almost everybody in a series outside of, in their minds, like SGA and Jokic. I mean, they feel extremely confident. So I know we're going to get to the Clippers here in a minute. Because that game, bro, that Kawhi had last night versus Anthony Edwards and them, that was some special stuff.
Mars, you had alluded maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was even last week, we were discussing what Charlotte had done outside of that first month of the season. Up until this point, they've been playing like a top 5 seed. Has that been going on with the Clippers? Since that dive that they had, where they started the season 6-20 or 5-21, something like that. Since they turned it around, have they been playing like a top 5 seed?
Better than that. I could find the actual facts if you want. So they turned their season around mid-December, so a little while.
So we're about a month and a half into the season.
Yeah, but since that point, bear with me.
Sure. So nice of you to join us, Ron.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So nice.
They're 27-11 Mars in the last 38 games.
Yeah, since that point, so since the 6-21 start, they're 27-11. They're 5th in overall net rating, 3rd in offense, 8th in defense.
Mm-hmm.
They've been undeniably one of the best teams in the league. Charlotte in that span are 3rd in net rating and 25-15. So since the middle of December, these have been 3 of the 5 best performing teams in the NBA.
Incredible.
What date did you put on that to start, Mars?
15.
Right after their 6-21 start. So the day after they lost their 21st game, which I think is December 19th, is when I started at. So 27-11, 3rd in offense per cleaning the glass, 8th in defense, 5th in net rating. Just one of the best teams in the league.
Sure.
And I think the level Kawhi has been at, I mean, you have a player like that, I think it makes sense that you believe in your team.
And it isn't just him, and I know we're going to get into the Clippers a little bit later, but Ron and I have been having a discussion. Is it Niederhauser, Ron? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The big kid that they have. I love everything about this kid. He looks like the kind of big that's conducive to success on that unit. He runs the floor like a deer. I love that about him. Finishes around the rim. And I don't think he's the defender that Zubac is. I don't think he's the glass cleaner that Zubac is, but I think you can get something similar. So I live in the same neighborhood with you, Swiper. I just don't have as many bedrooms in my house. Like you got one extra bedroom in the house than I do. But I think that he's a lot smarter than I give him credit for as a defender, even though he's as young as he is. But I I'm sorry, guys, if I sound apprehensive about the Clippers. I just seen this movie before, man. I saw them 2 years ago. They had the best record in the league in December 1st. From December 1st all the way up until I think the All-Star break, they had the best record in the league. And to see them flame out in the playoffs, because that's all this is really about when it comes.
Well, they haven't flamed, to be fair though. They got beat the first time. They lost to the team that went to the finals. And then the next time they lost to their nemesis, which all Clippers fans and Ty Lue will tell you is Denver. So it's not like they flamed out. I think they just had two really difficult matches. And if you remember, Chill, that Maverick series that they were playing in, Kawhi got hurt on a dunk. So, like, if he didn't get hurt on that, like, remember, he was already dealing with lower body injuries. If he didn't get hurt on that play, I mean, there's a world in which they're able to, like, get through the series. I'm not saying they would have beat the Dallas Mavericks that year because that Mavericks team was loaded.
Yeah, it was.
And that's when they had DJJ, and DJJ was having, like, a great run and all that. But I do think there's something to that when Kawhi has been healthy, Chill, you and I have gone back and forth about this, which is, I don't think this has any merit in this conversation. But he played 68 games in 23-24. I thought he was a clear second-team All-NBA player. Remember last year, the last, 34 games of the year, Mars, Damian, whatever it was, they were the number one net rating in the league. And then they just went into the playoffs. Kawhi was healthy. And the whole narrative was, and even I thought the Clippers were going to beat Denver that year because Denver they were in a disarray, and the Clippers were, like, on the way up. But then they managed to make a 7-game series. And I think Kawhi, he has things he doesn't do super well. But, Chill, the issue is when you get him in games like last night and when his shot is going down.
He's impossible.
And you don't have a scheme you're throwing at him and you're just like, go stop him.
He's impossible.
It's almost like at this point, this is Kawhi scoring the best he ever has. And his handle is better than it's ever been. His jumper might be better than it's ever been. There's a couple years you can bring up in there. But yesterday was full control. But then you add Benny in there. You add Darius Garland getting healthy in there too.
Yes. And I can appreciate all of that, Swiper, but this goes back to my original logic when we're talking about it translating over to the playoffs. When I see a team, to Mars's point, that's their net rating is 5 or their net rating is +7, and when we get to the playoffs, not when we get to the playoffs, but what they're doing throughout the course of the season, where they're the best team in the league, where they're the second or third best team in the league, and the brand of basketball that they're playing, it should translate into the playoffs. And this is what I mean when I talk about flaming out. So Leonard ends up getting banged up, even though he was already banged up, but he ends up getting banged up even more. Paul George isn't as great as he was throughout the course of the regular season because he was also dealing with injuries. And his team ends up going the other way. That's what I think about when I think about the Clippers. I've seen this movie before where they've been awesome in the regular season. They've been awesome for an enormous stretch. And then we get to the playoffs, and then they run up into it, and then they run up on a bad matchup, and then they end up flaming out. So I'm sorry if I'm a little apprehensive about the Clippers.
Yo, Chill. If your sole logic is I think Kawhi is going to break down, that's fair. Nobody up here right now will push back on that because, like, Kawhi is Kawhi and his history is his history. However, to be apprehensive about this team when it comes to playoff success, I think that's not really fair because we know who Kawhi is in the playoffs. When Kawhi's there, it's up, and we've seen him do it. Derrick Jones Jr., a starter on his team. Yep. He's made a finals run. Brook Lopez has been a starting center on a finals team. Darius Garland has been in the playoffs enough, even though obviously, he's been shaky, but he's been in the playoffs before. Benedict Mathurin was just on a playoff team that made their run last year.
Sure, absolutely.
Nicholas Batum has endless experience. This team has enough experience to make some noise in the playoffs. And on top of that, I want to just say, Chill, this team is a whole lot better than paper would indicate, and a whole lot better than any of us outside of if you're wearing blue today would give them credit for.
I like the fact that they play defense on the perimeter. I like the fact that what Dunn does.
So you're not giving the Clippers that much credit.
What?
I think they're better than you. Okay, well then let me just say this. I think they're better than you even give them credit for.
I said they were top 5 coming into the year. I haven't moved off that.
No. What about right now? So you still
they
think
are
they're
still
top 5?
top 5 in the West still today.
Can I get your top 5?
Yeah.
Start with the Clippers at 5. No. Let's reverse engineer this.
Yes.
Let's start at 5
Clippers,
and move up.
Clippers, Wolves, and then
Wolves,
Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder. I mean, the Wolves are still there. They're not like, they're still there. I'm not going to write them off completely. Those are the 5 best teams in the West, though.
Swiper, if the season ended today, Swiper, they got to run up on Oklahoma City. How do you like what kind of series?
They 7-8. They're beating the Suns. That game is out of there. Mars even agreeing with that. They're playing the Spurs.
One game, anything can happen. One game.
Kawhi.
Anything can happen.
Well,
anything can happen one game.
And if they end up beating
last time Devin Booker saw Kawhi in a series, he was.
Last time Devin Booker saw Kawhi
for a game and a
Leonard,
half, for a game and a 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 half. But chill, they will play the Spurs, I think, if they beat the Suns.
How you like that series?
Well, Clippers fans are like, they love it. Chill. They're saying
Ox has already told me that the NBA needs this. Ox has already told me that the NBA needs that series. Like that would be cinema.
I don't like Kawhi versus the Thunder just because the Thunder they're just not they're not. What do you say, brother?
They can swarm him. That's
I don't like that because Kawhi doesn't have the outlet there. There's no outlet.
Seize him
versus them. Yeah, there's no outlet. There's literally no outlet. And then Darius Garland getting cut by Shea.
They're just too little.
But there's been a lot of headlines in the league, but this Kawhi and Clippers one might be the best of them all, to be honest. Like this team started 20, they were 21, they were 3-21 at one stage. And for them to be sitting over 500 is actually insane, especially when you play in the West and you've had injury and you've had roster turnover and you've had a bit of turmoil. But like the Kawhi thing, like Kawhi's career is so strange, man, when you think about it. Like this is a guy who averaged 12 points a game for the first 4 years of his career. He won a Defensive Player of the Year and a Finals MVP before he was even an All-Star. He's only played in 65% of the games in his career. And then he's only one of 3 players to win a Finals MVP from multiple franchises. Then he leaves the Spurs just overnight suddenly, which is weird because they're a team that you would never leave at that time. Literally, they were like the blueprint, right?
Literally.
Then he's got this ongoing investigation. He went from being the most untradeable contract in the league to now there's some buzz around, is this a guy you trade for to take you over the top next year? And he's playing arguably the best basketball of his career in year 15. It's just a weird, very weird career. But like, to your point, when he's on, like he looks like the best player in the world, man. When he's playing his best, it's like you got no answers for this guy, man.
And
Kawhi's cold.
He sounds resilient.
Yeah. I just what I'm thinking about with this group is I'm thinking about what's going to happen come playoff time. And on paper, it looks great. Darius Garland, right? I think Darius Garland is one of the 10 best league guards in the game when he's on. No doubt about that. I'm not even on the Kawhi Leonard going to break down thing. I'm past that. And the reason why I'm not,
are you really chill?
Let me
tell
you why I'm off of it. The reason why I'm off of it.
I don't think you're off it, chill. I think you could say it.
No,
hey, chill.
What's happening
is you're in a new relationship and like you're trying to just take everything at face value.
I'm trying to look past it. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's 2 exes ago that still has you scarred because she did something. I ain't gonna say what she did, but she did something, and you're taking it out on this perfect.
But in this case, she didn't even do nothing. She had a family member that passed twice.
This is a bad analogy. No.
Yeah, that's all that happened. She didn't do anything.
No, try this on for size. You with a girl, she cheated on you in high school.
No, Kawhi didn't self-do anything.
No, stop it. She cheated.
Kawhi is not a cheater.
Yes, he is actually.
Pablo would disagree.
I don't know.
Okay, listen.
But go ahead.
She cheated on you in high school.
Pablo's not a reputable.
She cheated on you in high school.
Yes, he
is. You met up with her, and she looks a lot finer than you were expecting. But she did cheat on you in high school.
She did do that.
No, because she been fine. She was fine as hell. She was fine as hell in high school too.
We talking about Kawhi?
Yeah, this wasn't okay. Look. This ain't no black swan situation. This ain't no ugly duckling situation. Kawhi been fine as hell this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
If you say so.
And then no. You was insecure. You was going through the phone. You ain't find nothing, but you created this.
No.
You know
we're not gonna do that, Ox. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Nope, we're not doing that.
Hold on. Listen up. Because y'all was in college. Y'all was in college. She was taking hard classes. She had to study all night.
She was taking them hard for sure.
No,
you can handle the fact that she can be there for you all day, pick up your phone calls because she was trying to be somebody, and you can't handle that. You calling her phone. You calling her phone. You texting her phone. She busy. You're like, who are you with?
Absolutely.
Who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on here. Your insecurities ran you away from the best girl you ever had in your life.
Wrong.
How are
you not supposed to be insecure when she says, I'm with my study buddy.
Ron,
and that's the same study.
Yo,
Well, not the same study
You know
buddy,
what?
but
There's nothing
going on.
That's what's wrong, Ron.
You're letting Chip distract you from one of the 5 finest people you've ever seen in your life that's playing right now.
And Ron, that's why. And you know what, Ron? That's what's wrong with your generation. She can't study with the man.
We the same generation.
Okay, she can't study. She can't study. With the man.
You're right, Ox. Because the subject that she's supposed to be studying is statistics.
It's not anatomy.
And they're studying anatomy.
All right.
Maybe she got a double major. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she got a double major. She's a brain.
You in high school. You met up with her again. She's still fine as hell.
Okay,
but you can't.
I would like to say I am going forward on the shows. I'm on Chill. You are no longer allowed to do chick analogies because that just derailed us all the way over there. And then Chill can lead the show 217 off a 17-minute chick analogy derail. Chill. Let me ask you directly because you're the skeptic up here for Kawhi. Now, it's not a fair thing that you could call that, but it is fair because you are notably a skeptic. It is. It is
worse than a skeptic.
Ox and I, there's levels to this. Ox is a Glazer stan of Kawhi, which is fair. That's fair. That's just what it is. That's his man. That is his man. That's his man.
No,
it is fair.
Hold on, Swiper. Can we just set what it is?
Well, let me tell you, it's not.
You are
a
super Kawhi Glazer, and it's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not going to stand for that Glazer. What I will stand for is the fact that I'm telling y'all. I told y'all this already. I've been trying to tell y'all more. This dude, Kawhi. I'm trying to tell you this is a bum knee away from being the GOAT. And y'all
okay.
I'm trying to tell y'all this ain't.
I'm trying to get Kawhi to get props outside of you.
This is Jordan shit.
Okay, you're right. No, to be fair, that little video that came out the other day that was like
ain't no little video.
No, but he looked like it.
If you've been watching Kawhi this whole time, it ain't just this season. Kawhi been had this shit in his bag.
But Ox though, I don't want. See, this is the one thing I don't want to do. I want to stay in this season. I want to stay in the now. I want to stay in this bubble. We can go into hypotheticals if he had 2 knees and yada yada yada. I just want to talk about this season. This season has been like, wait, are we watching?
A lot of it, Ron. It don't just necessarily be Kawhi Glaze. I just be having to be up here and stick up for somebody that y'all just underappreciate.
Then how am I glazing Jokic then? You do the same thing as I do. Exact same thing.
Doing that. No.
Maybe so. Hey, Swipe. You know,
it's worse with Ox. Y'all know. It is worse with Ox.
Hold on.
It is worse.
No, it's not because Kawhi's better than Jokic.
Kawhi? No, hold on.
See, Chill.
Let me hold you for a second. Do we all underappreciate Kawhi here?
No.
I
think I do a little bit. I think I do. And I'm a big Kawhi fan.
Okay. Penn said he's better than Shaq, so I'll never accuse Penn of underappreciating.
He said 2019, right? 2019.
Yeah, he said Kawhi's better than Shaq.
Better defender for sure.
I feel like I've stuck up for Kawhi more than I've stuck up for certain dead relatives personally. Like I love Kawhi. I don't understand this general energy that you get every single time
before they pass, because that makes sense.
I mean, yes, but I mean, and Swipe it to the point of how we got to that 17-minute derail. It was Ron bringing up a chick analogy, me trying to help, and then me making the biggest. But you've
been around people that are addicts before.
Hang on, sorry, I'm talking, and I said the word Pablo, and that was my mistake because that triggered Ox to go into his. How could you ever? She was the finest thing ever.
Yes, but Penn, remember, if you're around addicts, if you're around addicts, you can't enable addicts. Ron is an addict for clips. You cannot enable Ron with more clips. And that's factually true. Clips. Yeah, clips. Clips. He's
doing his job.
He's a bitch for clips. That's what he is. He's a bitch for clips. That's what he does. Chill.
I'm a bitch for clips.
A bitch for clips. Chill.
And what are you a bitch for?
Did you just call a grown man a bitch?
You're bitch. Come on, bitch.
Inside jokes. Inside jokes on PC.
My bad. I'm an outsider.
Chill,
sir.
Where do you have Kawhi this year? Where is he ranked based on how he's played for you this year?
The way he played this year, he is a bona fide, at minimum, top 5 player. The way he's played this year.
So, I mean, that's amazing.
Wow, Damian.
That's growth. I think he's been.
Does anyone up here have Kawhi outside the top 7?
No, outside the top 5.
No, I'm saying outside
top 5, top 7. What's wrong with y'all?
He
is not the best player in the NBA, Ox. Stop the bullshit. This is why you get my blood pressure up. You start this bullshit.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Damn, the guy is awesome. But then you start this bullshit.
I know this. I know these. Today, your emotions been up and down this week. You was mad. You was super happy. You was super happy because Bam passed Kobe the other day. But now the fact that Kawhi is chopping the way he's chopping now, it's coming back down. Chill. We gotta find some middle ground. We need.
And also Jason Tatum coming back. You know, I know it's been a lot of fluctuation of emotions.
I feel
you. Getting their ass kicked.
I'm with you, but chill. I didn't say he was. I'm not saying he's the best player in the NBA. I'm saying he's better than top 5 though.
What's better than
Kawhi's the ultimate if he's healthy, guy.
Top 3.
So the way he's
when we always have that stipulation on if guys are healthy.
Because you got because I know you guys have to. Right. I know you guys have to put Jokic and SGA in there because you guys are forced. I know you guys are being strong armed, so that's fine. But like other than that, especially consistently throughout the season. It's no way that throughout this whole entire season, you know what I'm saying, even with the missed 10 games, because Jokic missed some games too, so if we're going to hold it against Kawhi, we got to hold it against Jokic. I'm talking about games played. We could just go games played. Simply just games played. Let's not even talk about games missed.
Curry finished.
There's no way that y'all can comfortably say that any 2 players besides Jokic and SGA have been just better than Kawhi based on just games played. I refuse to hear it. And
well,
honestly,
I do think Wemby has combo, but I think Kawhi, if you know, I'm not against either or, Ox. Honestly, I'm like, you know, whatever you want to say with that, I'm at that point.
But Swiper too.
Wemby like, either way with me, and I'm leaning Kawhi.
The biggest context behind, and this is why we got to give Kawhi so much more credit. The biggest context behind this whole thing, and then Mars, I actually want to hear from you and you, Damian, next on how you guys feel about Kawhi.
And they tried to tell us he wasn't playing defense no more, Ryan.
It's the team thing with Kawhi. Yes, he had James Harden before. He doesn't have James Harden now. But you know what else he doesn't have? He doesn't have De'Aaron Fox in one of the best defenses in the league. He doesn't have Jalen Duren, another all-star, in one of the best defenses in the league. I don't even got to bring up OKC. He doesn't have the help that Nikola Jokic has. Kawhi's team, like, I think that they're better. But no, he has a solid team. He doesn't have those teams.
Is Kawhi
he does not have the help that they have.
He doesn't have one of the best defenses in the NBA. Wemby is the reason they're the best defense in the NBA or one of the best.
But Penn, you still know that Wemby has a better supporting cast than Kawhi. Like that is.
Well, if you ask Clippers fans, no, they disagree with you.
Well, Curry and Curry.
Are
you a Clipper fan?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
One of them.
Do stars ever
that.
get credit for the supporting cast that they get? No. Can we be honest about something?
Yes.
Does a star player ever get anything but hate for the supporting cast that they have? Because up here, all I hear is, well, he got too much help. Well, maybe there's a reason he has a lot of help. One, maybe players play better with him. Number two, maybe he's a leader who commands the best out of his teammates. Is it possible that Victor Wembanyama deserves a little bit of credit for how well De'Aaron Fox is fitting in, how well Steph Castle has adapted, how well some of the rookies have adapted? I mean, Wemby is a very rare breed of 21, 22-year-old because I'm going to say, no, not Fox being a good basketball player.
Mars, go to Data Baller and go to Dashboard.
Well, no, because when Wemby was out, when Wemby was out, these dudes were balling.
Okay.
When Wemby was out, these dudes, what they go 9-3, like De'Aaron Fox was balling out.
Okay.
Steph, it was like he didn't make those dudes mesh.
Okay.
They're like he's a big reason why their defense is great. Absolutely, I wouldn't try to take that away from him, but no, Wemby didn't bring these guys along. Hell no.
And that's not what Penn is saying. That's not what Penn is saying at all. What I'm hearing Penn say is that throughout the course of the season, with Wemby in the lineup, these guys did get better. These guys did gel together, and Foxy has 100% been a better player because of Wemby on the floor. The defense,
that's bullshit.
So he's just
bullshit.
Okay, so
De'Aaron Fox was balling without Wemby.
Okay,
he didn't make De'Aaron Fox better.
He's never been on the Spurs without Wemby. Let's not lie to ourselves here. Wemby, whether he plays or not, is still the leader of that locker room. He is still the one who's setting the marching orders. He's still the one sending the first text when a guy gets drafted to the Spurs.
How many times have you spent in this locker room?
I'm sorry. That matters.
How much time have you spent in this locker room?
Enough.
How do we know who's sending
enough? You ain't stepped foot in that goddamn locker
No,
room.
you guys just
I
get
am
the
organization. I can speak for I've never been in the Spurs locker room, and I've never seen marching orders set out by Victor Wembanyama to know who's doing that. So
I've listened to enough. And honestly, I have friends on the team, so I can tell you with confirmed confidence.
You know people there.
Yes, I do.
You know,
and I can tell you that Victor Wembanyama, from people that I've heard in that locker room, will tell you this is the rarest breed of 22-year-olds. When we mess up, he is the first guy coming in and saying, that's inexcusable, guys. That's inexcusable. We have to be better. When they win a game where they barely won, he's like, no, we should have won by more. Like, this is very rare.
We can see.
I don't want to necessarily turn this into a Wemby thing because this was about Kawhi and his supporting staff. And Penn, I think what you took what I was saying and flipped it. I'm not necessarily knocking guys for having a great supporting cast. What I was doing was trying to give Kawhi his credit because I don't think he has the best supporting cast, and at least not as much as other superstars. I was actually bigging up Kawhi to say, like, for him to do what he's done outside of them going, what they went 2-15, 2-17, outside of what
21 at one point.
So what he did to boost his guys up and make them better and just make that team better or just make himself better. I think that needs to be highlighted. I don't think that we're giving Kawhi nearly as much credit. Ty Lue and the supporting cast as well. They could get more credit as well.
I know that.
I think it's massive because Kawhi, I think contextually as well, you make a great point because this team was 15 games below 500. Kawhi Leonard is coming back to a situation where there's a lot of these, a lot of monkey wrenches in what we're trying to do, right? So
one more time. Let's see that one more time.
There's no way this man got props.
Yes, he does. That's a monkey wrench. You know what happens when monkey wrench gets thrown into something? It wrecks it.
This guy has come back to a mess, really. You lose your lead guard, right? Who's supposed to be the guy that's setting you up, and who actually was having a resurgent year as well, by the way, James Harden. Then you trade for Darius Garland, who is injured, right? So he doesn't start with you. You lose your starting center in Zubac as well. Like this is all happening. There's roster turnover. Guys are starting to question: is Ty Lue still that guy? We had conversations up here. Is Ty Lue still that guy? Is he pushing the right buttons? You've got the investigation. You've got this Clippers team is old. The Thunder have their pick. All these things were happening, and Kawhi said, "Don't worry about all that, man. I'm gonna put you guys on my back." And we actually haven't seen this iteration of Kawhi, man. Like he's just emptying the clip, and his efficiency is so good that he's winning games off his own back. So I think, Ron, like to answer your question, like contextually, man, you can make a case he'd been top 3, man. Like with the roster and everything.
I was literally thinking this, Ox. So in 21, I want to say 21, Curry finished 3rd in league MVP votes, and the Warriors finished. I think that they miss the playoffs or they finished outside the playoffs.
They missed the playoffs.
They missed the playoffs that year. They were a top 8 seed. And Curry basically that was the year that he lost. That was the year that he lost Klay Thompson, and he ended up putting that unit on his back. I mean, do I think it's ridiculous that Kawhi, considering what he had done from that middle of December up until this point, like, could we have a conversation about Kawhi Leonard being top 3 as an MVP candidate?
So I just looked it up, Chill. Like, sorry, there's a delay in my end. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that. But I told Mars just now, and again, this is all like whatever, so like this is just more informational for people who want to hear it. Per Data Baller, they have a Darko metric that basically like lists like impact this year and just like player per player value, has a bunch of statistics and a bunch of information like raw data, counting data, advanced data, all that stuff. So the 3 best players per Data Baller this year are Jokic with a 7.4 Darko score. 3rd is SGA with a 6.1. Kawhi is number 2 now.
Wow. With
the 6.4. And that's moved, I think, in the last week. So look, whatever you want to say about stuff, man, like for Kawhi to be doing this well, like across the board, where he's having like a truly like impactful like season across every measure, everything is telling you like this is one of the 3 or 4 best players in the world. Chill, to your point. Like I just think that's like, and then even on EPM, I think he's like 5th or whatever else it is. Like he's incredible. Like
when I push Scotty Barnes prop.
You said what?
Because Kawhi's way better than Scotty Barnes. So, no, it doesn't sound like this at all.
Yeah, Kawhi's
they're just like way different levels of basketball players, so it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
But Chill, because you brought up that Curry situation, right? And I'm just curious, like for everybody, and just to because I want to make sure I'm not overblowing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is the last time we've seen a backpacking like this? You know what I'm saying? Like when is the last time you've seen the guy just
James in 18 maybe?
You know what I'm saying?
James in 18 maybe?
That we've seen what? What's the question, Ox?
Well, just basically throwing the unit on his back.
I'm talking about from these depths. From these depths, because this team in late November, early
this has never
December,
happened before.
I don't think I've seen a team turn around 6-21. I don't think.
Right, because they were down where Bane was from. You know what I'm saying? They were down there in that hole where Bane came from, and now they're up. So I'm just curious to know, like, when is the last time we've seen?
Well, this has actually never happened before. Like we've never had a swing from.
I had them missing the playoffs, Wiper. I had them missing the playoffs.
15 games.
I vividly remember saying I don't know how they turned this around. I vividly remember saying they're bad on offense, they're bad on defense, they don't play fast. I don't know what the solution is.
That wasn't being a hater neither, Mars.
They're a top 5 team in the league. So
they were the most disappointing team.
My bad. I've never seen a team turn around to start this bad.
Yeah, not even.
Mars, it never has been. It's never been a team under 15 games.
Extra credit for digging a hole and getting yourself out.
I just want to be clear. If you find a stat in the world that tells you Kawhi Leonard's a better player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's a really good reason to not look at that stat.
Why? I mean, why?
Because he's not.
Why?
Just like we find stats
no. Let me be clear about something. Last year, when EPM showed you that Nikola Jokic was the best player in the world, he was always an EPM.
He wasn't.
Last year?
No, he wasn't. He hasn't led EPM since 24.
Okay, whatever, 2 years ago. But this year, who's leading the EPM?
Shai's led in the back-to-back
Embiid
seasons.
led the league in EPM in 24. I just want to make sure we know.
Well, 24. Well, yeah, the sample size, yeah. And then Jokic led it in 23.
I'm just saying, like this concept of like trying to find a stat that kind of puts their guy on top.
It's not finding anything. It's literally a very. By the way,
I mean, to be fair, Dayaballer's dashboard is right there. It's not
not even a fine thing at all.
I can look Shai in the eyes, man.
But there's no
like the
BBI stuff that I brought up before, like the basketball index.
You can genuinely make a case that Kawhi Leonard's been better than SGA this year. You can make that case.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro.
What I'm saying,
I think a case for a lot of things could be made, but I'm not going to agree with the case.
I just,
is it a coherent case? Is it a case you would?
I mean, it depends who makes. It depends who makes. But at the end of the day, like I think the point was that Kawhi's been tier 1 this year. Whether he's been better,
which is objectively facts. Yeah, objectively facts. He's been tier 1.
Pen, because you brought this up.
I'm not even saying he's better than SGA. I'm not saying that. But I do believe that Kawhi Leonard deserves just as much credit for where his team is at, respect for what he's done this season, and I'm not looking for no stat to prove it. I think you could just watch what this dude is doing on the basketball court and see, oh yeah, he's on that level right now. Like he is playing at a tier 1 level. Mm-hmm. There is nobody I feel this year that is clearing him, that's gapping him in the rankings that we like to do or anything like that. Now, if you want to say SGA is better than him this season, I'm not going to fight you on that because that's what SGA is doing this year is absolutely incredible as well. Jokic, an incredible basketball player. All these dudes are great basketball players.
Those two? What's
the gap between SGA? There is no gap. Kawhi's still a better defender than SGA. This
is the gap.
You know what I'm saying? Like as far as these top guys, Wemby's the only one. Wemby's the only one that's a better defender, or the only one that's even playing better defense than Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? Because they tried to convince us. Sure, that amongst these top 5 guys, the only one that's playing better defense than Kawhi or is a better defender than Kawhi is Victor Wembanyama. And they tried to convince us. They tried to convince us that Kawhi couldn't play defense no more. And I still watch Kawhi sitting down on the perimeter. I still watch Kawhi taking the ball from dudes. I still watch Kawhi playing absolutely great defense, and I want us to get that narrative out of here because they tried to bring that narrative into the season this year.
Well, remember what we were talking about.
And Chill, just for context, Chill, so I can add this to the point. What I think is important here: Kawhi Leonard this season. Again, this is like wings. So the 5 best pull-up shooters in the league this year on 9 or more attempts a game are Shai, Jamal, Kevin, Luka, and then Kawhi this season. Plus
the EFG, is that based on EFG?
Yeah, EFG. It's just pure EFG, not like 3-point, but because you gotta combine them because Kawhi's not a great pull-up shooter from 3. But he's been like offensively having an insane season, this year. His defense has been very good for most of the year. He's been like an amazing passing lane defender this year. Even when he has to switch out and become a primary defender, he's done a great job this season. And honestly, this is easily
we don't got to rank it. It's better. It's better than those guys.
No, but see, like the fault. That's where the false comparison comes in.
It's better than those guys.
The only player that's been better than him in the top 5 or whatever is Wemby. But I just want you to establish what you're talking about. You're talking about the best defender in the NBA, and you're talking about what? The 25th?
I'm talking about when it comes
is he a top 20 defender in the NBA this year?
He's better than SGA.
You really are obsessed with ranking shit.
Yes, that's
we are on PC. We rank shit.
You know what?
We are obsessed. That's why I said
yes.
Put a name when I said we.
Yes. Kawhi Leonard is somewhere.
I don't know.
Somewhere between 8 and 16 as far as defenders. Sure.
No.
Sure.
Ox, I think that
this. But the point. Hold on, chill, because that's not the point. The point isn't that he's a top 20 defender. The point is that there is a gap between him and SGA. There is a gap between him and Jokic. There is a gap between everybody in the top 5 except for Victor Wembanyama. And that if you go in that top 5 to 7 ranking, whatever y'all had earlier, there's Victor Wembanyama and then there's Kawhi Leonard.
I think with a divide,
and there's a good space between Kawhi and SGA and Kawhi and Nikola Jokic.
Well, Giannis,
absolutely.
Giannis is like obviously involved in this combo,
but he just ain't really been playing.
Giannis hasn't been playing since he's been back, but we'll let it slide.
My problem, Ox, is that
Kawhi playing better defense than him this year too.
Kawhi's been better than Giannis.
Kawhi's defense started off slow, but then when he got back from the ankle, I think his defense has been
But the problem that I'm having is what defense are we talking about? Like, are we holding Kawhi Leonard to the defender that he used to be, first team all league defender, defensive player? I ain't even talking about that, Mars. No. Because when I listen to Ox tell me that people say that Kawhi Leonard couldn't play defense, I don't know who these people are. Because if you watch Kawhi Leonard and say he can't play defense anymore, that's ridiculous. Now, are we asking him to play defense like he did in 2016, 2018, 2021, where he was a first team all league defender? I haven't seen that in a while. But to say that he can't play defense anymore, that's ridiculous. Because he still is
Kawhi Leonard, if he was surrounded by if he was on not an approximate to OKC, but I don't know, whatever the next best team, like the Spurs, Detroit, the Pistons. If he was surrounded by like other high level defenders and he was allowed to like just ingratiate himself. Matter of fact, if you just replaced him with Cade in some instances, their defense would be like near whatever so if OKC's all-time great defense, maybe best ever, whatever that next thing under there, Kawhi could help them get there because of what he brings to the table defensively. I think the issue is that Kawhi, to Ox's point, talking about the teams. Now Benny's like he can be a situationally good defender. Brook Lopez, situationally good defender. John Collins, very situationally good defender at times. But what they really rely on, Chill, is length. Like the Clippers are big.
Comfortable with? Sure they are, but are you really comfortable with that? And the reason why I'm asking you that is because you are huge as a defender. You are huge on Chris Dunn as a defender. Yeah. Zubac, we were actually having conversations about Zubac being a first-team all-league defender
last year for sure.
We were having legit conversations about that. So he was surrounded by some damn good defenders.
He is still. Yeah,
and he was so. I think where the divide with me is that we have to have a middle ground, because there's no way that anybody thinks that he doesn't play defense anymore and then turn around and then hear people say that, well, he's not as good as he used to be in terms of 2021 or being a defensive player of the year type of defender. Okay, no, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he's not defensive player of the year. I'm not saying he's defensive player of the year good, but I'm also not saying that he's Curry bad neither. No, he's way better than that.
Yeah.
He's still one of the better perimeter defenders in the game, even at his advanced age. He still is.
Mm-hmm. He's top 25 for me.
I mean, I think the overall point is
this is a lot, though, Penn. Consider
the overall.
I'm sorry.
Given his age,
point for me,
yes, he's the oldest player on that list. Maybe, probably. Who else?
How old is Rudy Gobert?
That's the only other.
33. Oh, he's 34 now. Oh, go down.
Kawhi's 34.
So they're the same age.
We're all the same age bracket, Mars. We all went to college at the same time, bro. We've been around for a while.
Kawhi 89 born, I think. So yes, Kawhi Leonard is the best. What?
Kawhi 91.
He'll be 34 in June, Mars. I'm sorry.
So he's about to be
33.
Yeah, he'll be 34 in June.
It's crazy.
Okay,
yeah, so his body's older than that.
I mean, he's definitely the best defender over 33 in the NBA. I'm willing to say that.
I think the overall point is like, there's no one in the top 5. Like on this very moment, in this very second, to me, there's no one in the top 5 that Kawhi can't look in the eye and say we can go bam for bam right now in a series. Like that's the type of level he's at right now for me, man.
Well, the only problem I will say is that I hear you know I'm not disagreeing. I think the problem is the defensive coverages that he is going to see from those teams. I think are directly going to directly going to impact some of that stuff. Like if in a more neutralized situation, I think I would agree. But brother, if he plays OKC, dog, I still
can't we say that? Can't we say that about a bunch of those guys?
I'd say that with Luka as well, though.
Yeah,
I mean, isn't he already seeing these type of coverages?
No, because when he played OKC, bro, they literally don't let him dribble and they don't let him touch the ball without getting.
OKC and Denver are two of the most aggressive.
Yeah, Denver too.
But Denver already guard during the whole regular season. They guard him like that.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, Denver are the most aggressive.
Like I think that's the problem.
Right? Okay, but that's every time he sees those teams, that's how they're playing. Every team that they're playing is playing them to the best of their ability on the defensive end. Like even last night, he's shooting the ball over double teams. He's passing the ball to his teammates. He's cooking. He is cooking aggressive coverages. It's not like they're like, hey, we'll just guard you 1-on-1, and when we see you in the playoffs, then we're gonna start playing defense. Y'all act like they're not blitzing Kawhi. Did y'all see how the Spurs were guarding him?
How about Minnesota last night? Minnesota was blitzing him.
No, but it's not the same.
And this is a Minnesota team that prides themselves on defense.
And guess what happened? And guess what happens?
Rudy Gobert out there getting his
when
ass
Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are on the floor at the same time, they're getting barbecued. They've been getting barbecued for 2 months with both of those players on the floor. 2 straight months.
If they see them in the playoffs, or one of them dudes not.
Now I'm not gonna lie. In the playoffs, if you told me Wolves Clippers right now, Ox, that's a pure toss up for me. Ant can do what he's going to do offensively, but if he doesn't like engage. And Julius doesn't engage. And remember, they switch. Here's the other thing too, Ron. And this is, I think, is something important here. I think switching versus Kawhi gives Kawhi exactly what he's looking for. Rudy switched a lot yesterday. If me, I'm trapping him.
Yeah,
as soon as he crosses half court for any pick and roll or comes off a screen, I'm trapping immediately. And he's getting off the basketball or throwing that ball out of bounds across the court to the corner. Like he's not going to get a free shot. But yesterday they were switching with them and they were just, all right, Kawhi, or they were playing drop. And Kawhi, as Ox knows, you give him a drop or you give him a one-on-one with the disadvantaged athlete, I'm killing you. So Kawhi was going crazy yesterday because they just were, I think, Chris Finch, he did the same thing with SJ Damian in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Hey, J-Mac, go get him. I'm sorry. These dudes are too good for that.
Yeah,
they're too good for that.
You can't play him in single coverage.
But also, I think what we're sleeping on, like, forget about Kawhi for a minute. I mean, Darius Garland, which I was saying, once he comes onto the floor, I think it's going to help this team a whole lot as long as he can play. And when he's out there and he's being aggressive, when Darius Garland's being aggressive, this adds a whole nother element to what I think what we thought the Clippers lost in James Harden. Mind you, James Harden, obviously, I'm not saying that who's better or worse. That's irrelevant right now. I don't want to rank these guys or anything like that. I'm just saying that Darius Garland coming onto the floor and being aggressive really opens up the game, and it allows Ty Lue to put Kawhi on that bench at the end of the third quarter. Beginning of the fourth quarter, rest them up. The substitutions when Benedict Mathurin is out there and also playing aggressive, getting in the open court, being aggressive in a half court setting, I think is a big deal. So I mean, Kawhi is doing his thing backpacking, but Darius Garland being on the team is really helped out a lot. Benedict Mathurin,
he's so good, bro.
And Isaiah Jackson
know how
too.
good he is.
And Ron and
that's ridiculous.
And Ox and Chill, especially as y'all play basketball. Like, and Ron, obviously you're a guard or you played guard. I know you played two mostly, I think, right? Two for the most part.
I was 4 or 5. I was in that paint.
What? All right, that's bad for you then at 6'2". So what I'm saying is, like, when you're playing versus two elite ball handlers like Kawhi and Darius, that changes things a lot defensively for how you guard team. And I think the thing that's going to help them a lot is the fact that Darius is such a monster with the ball in his hands and he's so fast, plus Kawhi having that dribble that he has. That's going to be a big issue for teams because they're now faster than they were when they had Zoo and they had Harden. They're more athletic than they were. They're utilizing their speed and athleticism more. Yeah, they absolutely could be like, you get in the playoffs, they're almost a different team than they were last year.
When you add,
wait till John Collins on his way back too, yeah. I think he helps out a
very
lot.
Dynamic.
But
this is a good team.
Yeah,
If they had better bigs, I'd be more. I think Brooke gets it done.
Respect
I
Brooke.
mean, I can't say too much about Brooke because I get
You're
chunked
Brooke
when I bring up
FC,
Brooke.
yeah,
you're
Brooke FC. I'm not on the.
But I'm just saying it's not a coincidence that every team Brooke is on for at least past 2019, 2020, they've been a solid playoff team. They've been a contending team. It's just not a coincidence.
I think he can be viable in the regular season. I don't think. Who?
He gets exposed in the playoffs.
The big fella. What's his name?
He out for the year.
Niederhauser's out.
Injury. He got his rank injury.
I mean, but don't you think Isaiah Jackson brings a new element, Mars? Just on hustle.
I think I think Isaiah Jackson can be solid. I think like fouling issues are real with him, but and he's also not a very big center. He's he's undersized, so like more of a switch big. But I think like they can be okay. But when those are your only two options and you don't have like a true, like in my opinion, a 30-minute per game playoff big, you don't have that. I think that's where you can run into difficulty. I'm Brooke in the playoffs. I'm sorry, I'm not buying into that. And then Isaiah Jackson, I don't even know if he can play 20 minutes without fouling out. So like it's that's where my struggles with the Clippers are. Also, I think Darius Garland has legitimate playoff concerns, but I do think this is also just a team that can be really tough to beat, especially when Kawhi is at this level. I think if I'm factoring in games played, which kind of just eliminates Giannis, I don't think I can name 5 players who have been better than Kawhi this year. So that's
do you have Luke at this point, or do you have him, Mars?
That's his tier. Like, so for me, I got Jokic, Giannis. I would say I've got Jokic, Wemby, and Shea. I would say those 3 have been better than Kawhi for me. Luka and Kawhi would be my 4 and 5, obviously discounting Giannis. The order could go depending on how I feel on the day. If I want to praise Luka that day, I'll take him. If I want to praise Kawhi that day, I'll take him. That's really where it's at. They're 4 and 5 for me.
All right, fellas. On that note, we are going to get to the number 1 option on Player's Choice, on the panel, and in you guys' lives. Yes, the number 1 option is Splash Sports. You could download this app via the link in the description. And the reason why you need to do that expeditiously is because you will get $50 when you play just $5 when you use code CHOICE. Because the playoffs are right around the corner. The NBA is heating up. It is about to get real, y'all. And this is your chance to cash in on the hot action that is coming up. You see, Quick Picks on Splash Sports, that's the DFS game that we've all been waiting for. The best DFS game that you will find out there. Quick Picks on Splash Sports. It isn't just you versus an algorithm. It isn't you versus AI. It isn't you versus Chat GPT or Sportsbook. It is you versus other real sports fans. It's you versus somebody like Penn. That's an easy win for you. It's you versus some bozo like Ox. That's easy money for you. It's you versus a know-it-all that doesn't actually know it all, like Chill. And that's easy money for you. You see, it's real skill in a completely leveled playing field. And that gets you bigger payouts in more ways to win. So let's actually show you guys exactly what it is. What is Quick Picks on Splash Sports? Well, I got you. This is what it is. Hey, Ox, can you cue up that boost? We have a Player's Choice boost.
Oh yeah, Jason Tatum boost. Yeah.
As y'all can see, we have a 50% Player's Choice boost, and it must include Jason Tatum. And then we can make 3 to 6 picks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus solely on the Celtics versus the Thunder game. Yeah, we have a big game tonight.
I don't know if JT playing.
He's questionable, right?
Questionable with
game time decision.
We got him on our boost, so we got to use him.
Did not hit yesterday.
What do we want to rock with, y'all?
Can you show me Neemias Queta, please? His point to rebounds.
Hold on. Can we take care of Jason Tatum first?
I got you.
Assistant rebounds, more.
Yeah, what you want?
I kind of. Chill, you in here?
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
What you want to do with your guy?
That rebounds, that 6.5 rebounds. I'm taking them more on that.
I'm not mad at that.
Definitely taking them more on the 6.5 rebounds. Yes.
All right, we got Jason Tatum, more rebounds locked in. What else we want to do? Swiper, you said Caden?
Yeah, what are his points and rebounds for tonight?
My man Al.
18
and a half. They're going to need him like crazy tonight. You know what? I'll take the more.
Ron, can I get a look at Can I get a look at Jaylen Brown? What his buckets look like? Because he has not been good in Oklahoma City.
He's not gonna go for a lot.
He's gonna be playing with anger after they tossed him out the last one.
Which is I was thinking about that too, Mars. I was thinking about that too.
Push, man.
I was thinking about that too.
MVP.
That's what it is. Stephen A said if he hoop against OKC in San Antonio, MVP push.
Hey Mars, he's averaging 25 points a game on 54 true shooting the last 20 games, by the way.
That's bad.
It's terrible.
Cool. That's the MVP. You know what we're talking about.
It's terrible. It is.
So chill. What you want to do with Jaylen Brown?
I don't love that 25.
Take the less.
What else do we have? What else do we have with Jaylen Brown?
He don't want to hate on JB. That's all it is.
Just take the less.
He don't want to take less. He wants to find something he thinks that the more will happen.
Oh, 2 threes.
I do like that 1.5 threes. I love that.
You're trying to be positive. Yeah, I like it. Good shit, Joe.
But Penn, if you advise that we take the less, then who are we to say that we can't take the less?
Why we gotta take advice from haters though?
I'm a realist.
Ron, I'll take too long.
Now, speaking of realism, I would like to take the SGA over 83.5 points.
Wait a minute.
Because the realest Kobe fan in the world is not about to let this bullshit fly. So
he's the realest Kobe fan in the world?
He's the realest Kobe fan in the NBA, I'll tell you that.
How about Kyrie?
Oh shit, my bad. I just disrespected Jason Tatum.
There are so many players that played against Kobe that are still in the league, brother. I don't even know if he'd be top 5, but
but anyways, though, what's up? Let's
come on, man. Penn has inside sources, y'all. We know this.
Are we doing
Penn, you want the more SGA points?
Let's do that.
Is he going to be in the fourth quarter?
100%. Look,
why wouldn't he be in the fourth quarter?
I'm positive he's going to be really motivated. His favorite player's record just got broken by Bam Adebayo. This is a revenge game. I don't care if it's not even against the Heat. He's coming out for blood.
I bet you he ain't even thinking about that.
I bet you he is, Joe. I bet you he is.
About that.
We got 4 picks. Big Ox, can I see Kason Wallace right quick? Can you?
Well, he's definitely going to get 20. He's definitely going to get 20 to pass Wilt, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Here's Kason Wallace.
He does have to do it. Yeah. Go there. Scroll down. We got steals on there. Y'all like that? 1.5 steals?
Sure.
Cool.
Let me get Kason.
Boston don't turn the ball over that much, so that's risky. But
You want? Take that off. I'm cool. Thank you, Mars.
Now he's gonna get 5 steals. I
appreciate you, Mars. Can I see Samuel Hauser's threes?
Interesting.
2.5.
I really like that.
Oh my goodness.
I got you. AJ Mitchell. There it is.
If
That's what I've been looking for.
Tatum plays, this is like the game of the Kobe Glazers trying to outdo each other.
13.5 points. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it might be.
Never try
I like that.
Yep.
So we
all right, but guys, put 50 on it.
Oklahoma City is at the bottom of the league and guarding at the long ball line.
Are we even allowed to?
Oh no.
Are we allowed to put 50 on it?
No, 20 is the max for the boost.
Exactly.
Watch,
Ron don't read the fine print. That's the problem.
As soon as I put submit entry, it's gonna take the boost off. It's been doing this like for 2 weeks straight. Won't even let us have our boost.
Haters, man.
Damn, splash they tweaking. Ron, didn't I tell you to talk to them?
All right, so this is how we rocking. Go ahead and submit that.
$7.50. I might be able to get 2 burgers.
Here we go, y'all. So we got Jason Tatum, more than 6.5 rebounds. We got my man Kata, better known as Al, going more than 18.5 points and rebounds. We got Jaylen Brown going more than 1.5 threes. Big Ox, relax. We got SGA going more than 31.5 points. And we got AJ Mitchell going more than 13.5 points. $20 turns to $500. This is how we rocking. Y'all, we will see you in the winner's circle. If you have any questions as to anything, don't reach out to me. Don't go to Google. Don't reach out to none of your friends. Just enjoy the $50 that you get when you play just $5. And ultimately, use code CHOICE. Once again, a free $50 deposit when you play just your first $5. Let's see what you're made of. We'll see you in the winner's circle. Enjoy the highest multipliers in DFS. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. All right, fellas. I think you guys know what time it is. We got super chats. We're going to read these. But if you guys see the title of the show, the Orlando Magic are getting hot at just the right time. We will get around to the Orlando Magic. We'll talk about their big win last night against the Cavs. We'll talk about what these guys are doing. We'll talk about whether Desmond Bane really has taken that next step forward and what Paolo Banchero's future may look like. We're going to get into the Magic. But before we do so, we got a super chat from JRS Prince. And hold on, wait. We are now in the Crunch Time chat segment. So welcome to the Crunch Time chat, y'all. If you got anything to say to the panel, or if you got a question or a statement, or if you just need to get something off your chest, this is now the time to do that. JRS Prince has sent through a super chat and said, I want to apologize for saying that there's only 8 players better than Julius Randle on the Thunder. There's actually 12. This dude is garbage. Also, this dude can't guard a soul. This team ain't serious.
I told y'all.
A week ago they were serious. I don't know, man. This is what it is, man.
Where's Real Talk when you need him?
Real Talk because Real Talk's invested in the Wolves now because of Ant. So he's on the blame everyone around Ant.
Yeah, he's on. Don't look at Ant's defense and hold him to the same little accountability he does other people thing. Yeah.
Which I'm not saying is a problem. I'm just saying that's what Real Talk's on now. Anyway,
all 3 of his teams are all sucking right now. So,
it is what it is. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the Timberwolves defense. It feels like a lot.
I'm telling you, they literally, without Rudy Gobert, who is their most impactful player, have no chance. None. Yeah. Literally no chance. They have no chance.
Leonard was getting downhill yesterday and attacking Rudy at the rim, and Rudy just wasn't doing anything.
Switching on Leonard is not a good solution. Like, they got to stop doing that.
Chill. Do you remember in 1968 how the 100-meter? Okay, you may not remember it, but you remember the history of it.
I do remember the history. My best friend Chuck, his father actually ran in the Olympics in 1968.
And the 100-meter 10-second barrier the 10-second barrier got shattered, right? And then suddenly,
was it by your best friend's father? Was it by him?
No, it wasn't. So I will remind you that over the next 3 weeks, this Washington Wizards team faces Cade Cunningham.
He not doing it.
Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown. They are also facing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on March 21st. They are also facing Jalen Brunson on March 22nd. They are also facing Luka Doncic on March 30th.
He might do it.
There is a thing about when something happens, everyone starts thinking about it. I think that one of these superstars would do this league a great service by breaking 83 in the next month.
How's that a great service?
Because we can stop saying that Bam has the second highest.
You just don't want it to be Bam. That's your because
Is this Bam slander?
That's his problem.
Random Bam slander.
That's his problem. You don't want it to be Bam.
It is a thought process on barriers being broken and allowing other people to think about.
What's wrong with Bam having the record?
It shouldn't be Bam. It should be somebody else, according to Penn. Which
I just think it's stupid, and I think that it would be really.
What's stupid that he did it?
I think it's stupid how he did it, but anyways,
my last 4 minutes of the game.
Damn, Real Talk would have been your best friend yesterday.
Ooh. Well, I told someone.
The first 72 points of that were completely legitimate.
77.
So you're saying the last, either for me, a last 11 points or last 6 points from ours were what makes you off the bandwagon.
I think it's weird that a guy who walked into that game averaging less points than Scotty Barnes broke Kobe's record.
I bet if Scotty Barnes would have done it, we wouldn't be having this damn conversation. I bet you that.
I guarantee you, I would be having a conversation, but everyone else would be.
Or 80, we wouldn't be having this conversation, Penn. It's some bullshit from you. This is some bullshit from you.
It's not bullshit, Joe.
It is.
Because he doesn't average enough points, it's nonsense.
Like any NBA player just can't get going. Did we not? What was the kid's name that went for 50 that plays for Detroit? What's his name?
You look at all this.
Malachi
Flynn.
Yes, he went for 50.
What he averages is irrelevant.
I don't even think he averaged double figures that season.
You know what, Chill? I'm arguing for more history. Chill. You always saying you.
No, you're not. You're arguing because you think Bam is not deserving.
Don't tell me my point, Swiper. You're not.
He's still going to be. You just said that. You literally just said that. Mars, did I mishear? Did that not what you just said?
He said it would be a great service
history.
if someone moved Bam from the second high scoring game in NBA history. That's
is that a problem for you, Swiper? I thought you were competitive.
I think for Mars, myself, and Short saying that's a problem. That's bad logic. That we're all saying that.
Great logic.
We would all love.
Damien's also agreeing. That's also bad logic. Ron is on his phone. Otherwise, he'd be disagreeing too.
See it more 80-point games. Yes. That's not because we want Bam to get passed up because it's a disservice that he has the second.
Look at his points per game before he did it.
I want Shea to crack 90, and then 2 days later, I want.
Which, by the way,
I want someone to crack 90. I don't care who it is. I want someone to crack 100. But that's not because I think it's a disservice that Bam is the one who's done it.
Right.
I'm actually glad it's back, to be honest.
I think we're all in agreement. We want to see it again. I think we all would love to see it again. That's not because we think Bam doing it was stupid. That's what we disagree with.
You know what the thing is though? 79 to I was like 19 to 20% of my timeline is Kobe fans that were really mad about this, and 79% are people trying to call them haters. I think it's kind of like, you know what Carson said? That made perfect sense to me. What he said made perfect sense to me. That it was kind of just a bullshit basketball game against an absolutely
which
bullshit
it wasn't,
team.
by the way.
It totally.
And I also disagree with Carson because until the last 6 minutes of the game, it was a completely legitimate scoring fest. That's exactly what it was. That's what happened. Like he was cooking. And by the way, just so I know I'm not saying you don't, but I know Mars is in the history because I'm in the history, and I know Chill's in the history. We went through 1969 NBA Finals, Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor. We've gone through this multiple times. Chill. We didn't hear about how Wilt got his 100 nationally until 2 days ago. We had never heard that. That has never been even a topic of conversation on ESPN. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about ESPN, all the airwaves. You never heard about it. But then all of a sudden, people started actually looking into how Wilt scored 100 points. Chill. They did the exact same thing.
It was a fuss
that Bam did in the last 4 minutes for the entire fourth quarter.
When we get close,
the entire fourth quarter.
Doing that. When we get close,
about how Wilt got 100.
Mars and I had a conversation yesterday about, and none of you guys talk about this. Penn, you are aware that 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, we got a 13-point game.
Chill, we're in the same.
No Norman Powell, no Andrew Wiggins, no Norman Powell, no Andrew Wiggins, no Khalil Ware, no Tyler Hero, and we got a 13-point game. Penn, you've been around long enough to know that 13 points in the NBA can disappear like that. Just like that.
Not against a team that's trying to lose basketball games, Chill.
Well, they didn't look like they were trying to lose, considering they were down only 13. And then Miami, which started going to Bam.
But you got to lose by 50 to tank properly in your eyes. The Wizards were going to fold. I promise you. You could have rolled out a G League lineup. They were not going to try to win that game. They are fully committed to AJ DeBonsa sweepstakes.
Even if they
committed to stopping Bam from getting 80,
they 100% were doing that because what we're doing is we're
150, and Bam is the only player in this entire listing. Whether you're talking your cousin Shaquille O'Neal, who I believe has 61
points on his birthday.
61. You got David Robinson with 70 plus, right? 71. You got Michael Jordan 69. You got Kobe with 81. You got none of these guys ever shot below 50% when they did this, by the way.
Okay.
Some of them shot above 70%.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is you force fed a guy over and over, and when he had a really hot start, we started thinking, can we get 50 more?
They did the same thing.
To me, it's just like it was a bullshit team.
Same thing with
he had 62 points through 3 quarters.
Look, man, I get it. And personally, here's where I really would have loved. I would have loved for him to stop at 81. Personally, that's where I would.
Wait. No, wait.
Have to shoot 100%.
Damien, watch. Penn, why do you think Bam Adebayo should have stopped scoring at 81 points?
Because there's more merit in tying Kobe than passing Kobe.
No, it's not. No, it is not. What's happening right now?
Talking about merit.
What the hell is going on?
Yes.
Talking about
There would have been more significance if he'd gone to the line right at the end and just literally taken a shot clock violation in honor. Look, man, I'm sorry.
Honor, he talking
Should the Golden State Warriors have stopped at
Twitter would like you more, Bam, if you didn't pass Kobe. So you know what? Forget actually making history for yourself. Please, Twitter. That's what you need to do, Bam. Please, Twitter. Because they are the ones who determine everything right now. Forget passing Kobe Bryant because you want to be someone who scores 83 points. Tie him. So Twitter can appreciate you. Yeah, okay.
So the fans can appreciate you more.
Shout out to you, man.
I just think there's more merit. Well, what difference?
Not to mention every fan in that arena.
This is not
cheering crazy when Bam passed Kobe. But yeah, we gotta please these people on the timeline. because they would say on a Kobe. Yeah.
Hey, Kobe.
Like,
let me tie your record. Matter of fact, Mars, you saw it when I found on the timeline. Mars, people were legitimately saying that's disrespectful to Kobe.
I don't care if it's disrespectful
score
to
80.
Kobe.
Pin, if
It's
that's
bad
the
for the
case,
game.
Pin, if that's the case, how about we just stop at 62 when he broke the record for the Miami Heat and tied the record with Kobe with that many points after the third? Why don't we just stop there?
I mean, you could have the Heat record.
Why couldn't we just stop there?
I'm just
saying,
saying,
we're not going to stop there. And the reason why we're not going to stop there because we had something special going. And in the process of having that,
81 is not special.
Eric Spoelstra saw.
It's still special. It doesn't become unspecial.
It doesn't go away.
Boy, y'all's minds are fried, dog. I'm not
70 is special.
That man said there's more merit in tying Kobe.
50 is special. What we talking
about? The Warriors have stopped to like 71
here's
games.
the thing, Swiper. Here's the thing.
You and I
disagree.
Imagine the Warriors won
something about my
72
brain.
games and said, you know this Memphis game, we're not going to try and win. Let's honor the Bulls.
Let's be real about something. I have disagreed with a lot of people on the panel for many, many years on certain topics, and 8 months later, suddenly I'm not so crazy anymore. I promise you, if someone does not break this record soon, let's.
What's soon? What's soon? No, what's soon?
And just so you know, Penn,
in the next couple of weeks,
10 years,
which is not going to happen.
The next couple of weeks,
just so you know, because so you know, Penn, Bam Adebayo scores 83 a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who scored 81 and Kobe Bryant, he did that 20 years ago. Like it's not like that happened like 2 seasons ago. It happened 20 years ago that he did that. So for you to tell me, that Bam Adebayo scores 83 in the next week, somebody else is going to score 85.
Hey, Pin, my 1,000 to your 100.
I'm not betting $100 that someone's going to break 83 points. I'm not stupid.
My 100 to your 10. Hey, Pin, my 100 to your $2.
Not happening.
How about this, Ron? You still owe me $20. Your 200 to my 20. I'll erase your debt if someone doesn't do it within a year. I'm actually pretty sure. No,
I want to pay that $20.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. we got the fucking $20 on layaway right now.
I can't. Pin, I asked you, how can I send it to you? And you literally said, I don't accept electronic payment.
This, by the way.
I don't have Cash App. I don't have Venmo. I don't have
this, by the way.
What? What'd you say?
In the modern
Kobe would have celebrated this happening.
There's been 8 70-point games.
But people keep saying that Kobe would have celebrated this happening.
Post 3-point
line. That was 1979.
Yeah, there have been 8.
Yeah, Kobe had never shown anything other than gratitude towards players post career. So I think we can assume that based on his own wordings when he talked about records that he would have congratulated Bam for what he did.
Michael Jordan congratulated Bam.
LeBron congratulated Bam.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant congratulated Bam.
I don't understand
Michael
why
Jordan
just because it's Bam, which is crazy, bro. To me,
Udoka did.
His name's Bam, bro. That's crazy, man.
No, it's just apparently
Udris
tying for seconds is better than taking seconds. It's interesting.
There's just as much merit in it if there's more grace.
Hey, Mars.
Just as much merit.
We're acting
more
like
grace.
this guy broke the rules or something.
Mars,
it's not breaking the rules.
Could you imagine a player comes along, right, and they're about to pass LeBron in all-time scoring, and they just retire?
I'm done
because
that's
we can't pass LeBron.
That's a false equivalent. That's a false.
We talking about history.
Why?
In order to honor the past legends, you shouldn't pass it. Like,
and by the way,
Warriors in 2016, let's not pass the Bulls.
You know what? Here's the thing.
But why is it different for you, Penn?
Records are made to be broken.
I'm actually not surprised that I disagree with y'all on this because, again, like when earlier in the season, when y'all were going Darren Peterson over AJ DeBonsa, right? Who's the one person up here who never wavered?
I never said Darren Peterson won.
Okay, fine. You don't represent the entire panel.
I've had won the whole time. So
okay,
so not Mars either.
I've never wavered for the last 2 years on AJ DeBonsa over Darren Peterson. When Darren Peterson outscored him in a high school game, I didn't waver because I'm not really concerned with that. I'm concerned with the process. And the process here is I don't think that Bam Adebayo being the player to break this is necessarily great for the league. It's great for Bam. It's great for him. It's great for the Heat. But I don't think it's great for the league. It's not great for it's not great for the product
because of perception about who Bam is.
It's because of how he did it. It's because of how he plays. It's about who did it. It kind of makes the whole thing meaningless, to be honest. Like you might think Malachi Flynn scoring 51 points or 50 points is great for the league. It's not.
Why is it meaningless? Why is it meaningless? No, stop right there, Penn. Because
who is it meant to be meaningful to?
But that's what I'm trying to make sense of, Penn. Because what we're doing
is
we're making this about Brian again. This is what I'm talking about. We're making this about
NBA. Chill.
No, we're not, because you don't have a problem. You don't have a problem with him passing Elgin Baylor. You don't have a problem with him doing that. You didn't say one word about him passing Elgin Baylor. You don't have a problem with him. You don't have a problem with him scoring more points than Jabbar in the game. You don't have a problem with him doing that. But this is about Bryant.
Even the record.
Or Luka, or David Robinson, or Michael Jordan.
With any of these guys. You didn't say anything about any of these guys, Penn. But we're making this about Bryant again. And this isn't about him.
It's a disservice to the game that Michael Jordan and LeBron don't have the 2 highest scoring games in NBA history.
No, it's not. It's what I'm saying is, look, man, y'all I can tell y'all didn't grow up watching wrestling. In wrestling,
I watched the whole Attitude Era. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm literally watching it. Matter of fact, I can pull up my most recent video. If I pull my most recent videos up on YouTube, matter of fact, no, I just want Penn to, could Penn just be talking.
Wrestling.
These are the last 3 videos, by the way, on my I have the Ronda Rousey interview.
Wrestling.
The Ronda Rousey interview. I got The Rock, and then I got Bam highlights. Yeah. Those are the last 3 videos that I have currently on YouTube.
Look, like grown men in spandex.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest.
Wrestling.
Yes, like the Undertaker always coming back. Yeah.
Okay, so what
we talk about grown men in tight drawers, tight colorful drawers.
What you just proved to me, Swiper, is 2 things. Number one,
5-star
you actually watch 2 sports that you don't understand. Number one, that's what you just proved to me.
Grown men in makeup and drawers.
Is that you had to watch Bam highlights because you didn't watch the game. That's what you just proved to me. Now, here's my point. In wrestling, there is an entire world behind wrestling.
I can't just watch the highlights. Could I enjoy watching them break the record?
Go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry. Keep going, Ben.
Nobody who's being honest, like, let me hook you up to a lie detector right now, and you tell me you enjoyed watching that bullshit, man.
I enjoy sports.
I loved it.
I enjoy sports.
I enjoy sports.
I will tell you, Penn, as a WWE casual, I didn't enjoy The Rock becoming a heel. I didn't enjoy that. What I did enjoy is that from 1997 to 2003, by the way, Chill, for me from 7 years old to 13, I spent every Monday and Thursday watching Raw and SmackDown. But I don't watch wrestling. You have no idea. That was like the second most enjoyed sport of my life growing up. And I want to be. I still to this day, before I go work out, I watch some of these videos of them working out because they literally still motivate me to this day. That's crazy. You legit went up here and lied and tried to slander our intelligence because you wanted to make a point. That's all I'm saying. You don't got to do that.
So, Penn, make the point.
Did you watch the game, Penn? Because did you watch the game?
Yes. Unfortunately, I had to watch the game after because I knew I'd be on the panel talking about it.
Okay,
look.
As I think we all did, right? We all watched the game, just to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I was bringing up the wrestling thing is in wrestling, it is a very big thing from a behind-the-scenes storyline perspective that you build people up to build others up.
Sure.
Okay, it's a mythology of something. Goldberg in the in the mid 90s.
Shout out Goldberg. That was my dog, though.
that completely fraudulent win streak where he just kept beating guys.
That wasn't fraudulent. My man Goldberg was cooking.
No.
What?
It was legitimately. It was legitimately fraudulent. They fudged the numbers. This is confirmed.
That spear was mean.
Yeah, it was great. What I'm saying is, you build that dude up so that someone can beat him, and when that guy beats him, he takes that meaningful something. Right? It's the same thing with, Stone Cold. You build him up so that someone can beat him. It's the same thing with Bret Hart getting screwed against Shawn Michaels. He didn't want to drop the belt, but dropping the belt allows whatever, momentum you've built to carry over to the next guy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. And
Chill. I'm sorry. I don't typically do this.
What Penn is trying to sell.
No, Chill. This is bullshit.
He's asking the sport to be rigged. Like, I don't understand.
Thank you, Mars. Wrestling is
are we
scripted.
Listening? He's asking the sport to be rigged.
Somebody sits down and writes a script, and these guys go and act out the script. It is a movie. Adam Silver's not sitting in the back saying, "Hey, Jaylen Brown, you're gonna score 30 points a game, and you're gonna make these shots. Hey, Derrick Rose, I'm sorry, buddy, you gotta fake that ACL injury. Yeah, you're out of here. Hey, Victor Wembanyama, you're going to grow to be 7'5", and you're going to block every shot. And you know what? You're going to start shooting step-back logo threes. That's the next thing we're going to do. And you know what? In 2027, we're going to have a 300-pound, 6'7" guy come in and be the next dominant postman. That's not how basketball works. You can't script basketball. I know some of you guys think that it's rigged and it's scripted and stuff like that. You can script to suck. Yes, you can do that. You can't script for a guy to score 84 points. I'm sorry, it is just not possible. That's not how basketball works. So unlike wrestling, I can't say, hey, we're going to take a group of the best guys to put together a script and we're going to put these guys out there to act out somebody to score 87 points to break Kobe's record. That's not how it works. Bam Adebayo scored 84 points because he was skilled enough to score 84 points. You know what's funny? Jordan never 83. Jordan never scored 83. He had the same 48 minutes. LeBron never scored 83. He had the same 48 minutes. You know what? Kobe Bryant never scored 83. He had the same 48 minutes. It is impossibly hard to score 83 points. I'm sorry that Bam Adebayo did it and you guys don't like the fact that it's Bam Adebayo. But hey, Pin, it was a long time for this buildup. Bam Adebayo jumped the bar. And you know what's funny? It wasn't scripted. He didn't put makeup on. He didn't put lipstick on. He didn't put a pair of pink tights on to go do it. You want to know why? Because he had to lace up his shoes after he worked his whole life to get to this point, and he had to cook an NBA defense, an actual NBA defense that tried to stop him from doing that. None of this is scripted. None of this is fake. None of this is fantasy. I'm sorry. Bam Adebayo fried that defense, and he did it in a convincing fashion.
You're wrong as hell. The NBA, go to the back, go backstage. The NBA absolutely builds up players. They build up storylines. They build up stars, and they do that for a reason because the NBA, unlike Ron's perspective, is a fucking business. It is sports entertainment. We put Michael Jordan on the prime time because we want Michael Jordan to be prime time. Yep. We don't put Bam Adebayo on all the fucking covers because that's not the face of the league.
But you realize that's the exact reason
that any momentum behind. Do you understand my point?
I do understand your point.
That's the exact reason why Penn doesn't like it, though. It's a break of the storyline.
I'm not against Bam scoring 83.
It's a bad book.
I'm telling you that for a sports entertainment league, it's not the guy that you would be saying this is good for business.
Penn thinks there should be a glass ceiling on NBA
accomplishments. We aren't talking about good for business. We're talking about a guy scored 83. That's crazy. We don't care about if the NBA stocks went up. We don't care.
Mars.
Like, what are we talking
That's not what we're talking about.
You don't understand.
That's not
it's not great for the story. It would have been better if Wemby would have done it because we're pushing him.
And by the way, Penn,
it would have been better for Ant to do it. So what? Someone did it. We don't care.
Any player that you put any momentum behind.
Hey, Penn, you're leaving out.
You know what this is like? This is like a fan walks in off the fucking.
No, it's not like that. No, it's not like that at all. It's not even close to like that. No, it's not. Swiper, chill out. Swiper, chill out.
It's a letdown. It is a letdown.
No. I just want everybody to understand. Bam is a gold medalist. He is an all-star. He's one of the best centers of his generation. He's been a star since high school. He was a star at Kentucky. He's been in the league for years. He works hard as hell. He's one of the best dudes in the league. He does everything the right way, and he literally shows up for a team in the play-in every single year and then goes to the playoffs and dominates every time he goes to the playoffs. Never complains. Never, no matter how bad they are. And what we're saying, what Penn is saying in this moment is that this is the equivalent to an NBA fan walking onto the court and scoring 83 points. That's not
what I said.
But he said that he respects the game.
That's not what I said.
That's literally what you said, bro.
That's not what I said. Don't tell me literally what I said. I said this would be like this would be like a fan walking in and beating Goldberg. That's what I said.
No, it's not even close to that.
And
it's not close to that though, Penn.
It would be like
multiple time Olympian, dude.
Do you realize that Bam Adebayo after his scoring explosion is still the third leading scorer on the fifth best team in the conference?
Dog.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Crazy, dog. The way y'all will talk about players for narrative stuff is so ridiculous to me. That is crazy.
I'm glad it was them.
Whenever people talk about Scotty Barnes in an unfavorable way, you literally would put your panties in a bunches and get mad at everybody else. But you calling Bam basically a bum, and the NBA story's bad because he scored 83 points. Well, guess what? If you don't like it, you should have stopped him. Matter of fact, you should have stopped him, Mark. Before he had 43 points a half. You should have stopped him before he had 62 points in 3 quarters. You should have stopped him before he had 77 points. You should have stopped him then. That's what should have happened, but you didn't. And he got the record.
Pin, what you're leaving out is that in wrestling, it is scripted, and the people who are supposed to be stars become stars. In the NBA, it isn't scripted. The NBA pushes guys to become stars, only except they don't always become stars. And you know why? Because it's not written like that. That's not the way that works.
About all that shit?
And on top of that, please don't leave out Damian and everything that Swiper just ran down. Swiper, you do know that Bam averaged a double-double in the finals.
But Bam is an incredible player.
It was a double-double in the finals.
To me, bro.
A 20 and 10 double-double in the NBA championship. He did that. Like this isn't just a random player in the NBA who did this. No.
Bam breaking it shows just how talented the league is.
You'd be cool. You'd be cool if Jaren Jackson did this.
Come on.
Yes.
I'd be cool if anyone did it.
Anyone.
If Killian Hayes did it, if Amen Thompson did it, if Kevin Durant did it, if Jokic did it, if anyone does it, that's crazy. That's the point. It is we saw history get made. The person who did it doesn't change my opinion.
Didn't Sadiq Bey have a 50-point game before SGA?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Because SGA just had his first last year? 2 years ago?
It
didn't ruin it for all-time scores.
I just want to.
Sadiq Bey had 50. Nobody cares.
I just want to.
If you do it, you earn it. That's the way the NBA works. It's supposed to be a meritocracy. That's what it's supposed to be.
This is professional sports. What are we talking about?
The most assists in the NBA game belongs to Scott Skiles. It doesn't belong to John Stockton. It doesn't belong to Magic Johnson.
And we didn't
it
say
doesn't belong to Rajon Rondo.
We didn't care.
It doesn't belong to Jason Kidd. It doesn't belong to Steve Nash. It doesn't belong to LeBron James. It is Scott Skiles. Yes. He has the most assists in an NBA game ever. No matter what, if someone wants to break that record, they will be breaking a record held for over 30 years by Scott Skiles. That doesn't change. That is crazy that the most assists in a game belongs to Scott Skiles. Whoever breaks the record still holds the record. It's still crazy whoever does it. It doesn't matter who does it. What matters is that history was made. Bam Adebayo made history. He has undoubtedly the most points in an NBA game scored on camera. That is ridiculous. That should be praised. Is it the best game I've ever seen? No. Did I enjoy watching the game more than I enjoy watching Kobe's 81? No. But that does not matter when it comes down to the fact that history was made.
You enjoy watching it more than Wemby's 39?
Was made. That's it. I enjoyed watching Shay's game against Denver than I did Bam scoring 83. But that doesn't change that history was made.
It absolutely changes the context of what was made.
Bashing the fact that history was made. Hating on the fact that history was made. Saying it is a disservice to the game that history was made. Those are statements that have been made. That is ridiculous.
But see, here's the thing.
Same dude wants us to dispel narratives about his favorite players, and he's creating narratives about other players he doesn't like.
One of the best franchises in the NBA. He broke their franchise scoring record in 3 quarters. That's what he did. He had 77 points with 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. That was before the intentional fouling. That was before the intentionally missed free throws. He did that. That's what Bam Adebayo did. We saw something we never thought we'd see. There's a bunch of people who never thought they'd see 80 broken again.
I thought I would see it broken again.
Congratulations. I'm not talking to you. There's a bunch of people who thought 80 wouldn't get broken again. And it was. And we saw that. And there are people genuinely trying to tell you that hurts the sport. That hurts the league. That's a disservice to the game. That it needs to be broken soon because it's a disservice.
Why, Penn? Why?
Bam is second.
Well, see,
here's the thing. That made me sad.
Hear me out. We can't even have an intellectual conversation about this because people just accuse you of being.
I agree. This conversation hasn't been intellectual at all. I agree.
No, this is a deeply intellectual conversation. Unless you want to get really emotional about it, I'm not coming at this from an emotional standpoint.
Penn, stay right there. Stay right there, Penn. Why is this bad for the NBA that Bam Adebayo scored 83 in a game? Why?
Kobe's 81 is one of the most iconic NBA moments It is without blemish. Okay. Is one of the greatest players on a comeback arc.
Yep.
And it absolutely sits between. Shut up, Swiper, man. Fuck. Like
I got you, Penn.
As you were saying, Penn.
And it sits between two of the most successful team success moments of his life, which is the first three-peat and the second back-to-back, right? Mm-hmm. It's right in the middle. There's nothing really wrong with it. He did it against a bad team, but it wasn't a bottom feeder that was trying to lose games. Mm-hmm. There was nothing unethical about it at all. Mm-hmm. And it was freaking amazing to watch. Even as a Raptor fan, I have to say, I'll give him flowers. That was an amazing game. It was a shot-making masterclass. And it happened to be the best player in the league or one of the best players in the league.
Sure.
All of that comes together and it builds the momentum. I guarantee you, if in that moment, the player who scored 81 would be Jalen Rose, we would never remember it the same way. It would be an amazing thing for Jalen Rose, but it wouldn't have the same marker for the NBA. It's why the NBA loves when their superstars win championships.
Absolutely, it's great for the league. Now, with that being said, Penn, and I want to keep this going. With that being said, this is the same Bam Adebayo who's been to the NBA championship twice in the last 6 years, who literally just came out and said to us like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, that we are not a play-in team, and he was very upset about them playing in the play-in. Now they play against a Washington team, which is about playoff implications. And I don't have four of my five main players, so I have to do everything that I possibly can in order to ensure that we're winning. Now I can appreciate the logic that this team is actively tanking. We still have to go out and play, and we need everything that I'm giving us in order to win. And with that win, that moved us out of the play-in tournament, which he was complaining about a couple of days ago, and now us solidifying ourselves as a legit playoff team, which, by the way, today with the Toronto Raptors losing last night, the Miami Heat are fifth in the East right now. They're solely in fifth place in the Eastern Conference. I say that to say that when you talk about it being meaningful, that game yesterday in the Eastern Conference was a meaningful game, and they needed everything that they got from Bam. On top of that, we got 83 points from him, which is something that I have not seen, to Mars's point yesterday, on television in my lifetime. I've never seen that, Mars, ever. I wasn't around when Chamberlain did it. I wasn't around when Chamberlain did it. I saw Bryant go for 81. I didn't see somebody score 83 points. And I promise you, with every fiber of my being, Swiper, I was here for it. When I saw Spo leave him in the game, I was here for it. I don't care who it was. If it was Khalil Ware, if it was Tyler Hero,
Kobe's 81, right?
I was staring. I was all here for it.
Chill. You watched Kobe's 81?
I did see it. Yes.
You obviously, none of us have seen Wilt's 100, so we'll just leave that off the list. Did you watch David Robinson's 71?
One of my best friends, name's Terry DeHay. He played for the Clippers when he did that. I was not there, Mars. I was not in the building.
But you watched it on TV, right? You watched it behind.
Seen every modern era.
Okay, great.
Game.
Now, tell me, is Bam scoring 83 one of the top 5 to watch, to appreciate, to celebrate scoring performances that you've seen in your life?
Ron, I heard you say it doesn't matter, but you're muted.
I said, what does it matter? Why does that even matter? No, but why does it matter?
To answer your question,
the highest scoring game isn't even a game we can actually watch and enjoy. It's not even possible to watch and enjoy. But it's still
water right now. It doesn't matter. Listen, I want to say this. A lot of people on the timeline are getting cooked as emotional Kobe fans when Real Talk comes up here wearing his black.
He is an emotional Kobe fan.
Okay, well, guess who's not an emotional Kobe fan? Me.
But you're an emotional Scotty Barnes fan, though.
You're emotional.
No, I'm not emotional Scotty Barnes fan.
100%
say whatever the hell you want.
That's not my opinion.
Playing like garbage. He had a triple single last night. No, I am objective. I told you a week ago. Yes, I am objective, Mr. Swiper. I told you a week ago that I would pick the Charlotte Hornets over my Raptors when they were still 5th in the East. So don't accuse me of being you.
No, you're obviously biased, Penn. Everyone is biased. Everyone is, including you, especially you.
Well, you know what?
You're biased towards your own intellect. By far. I can say that with ease. You're biased towards your own intellect by far, because you're doing it now. Everybody disagrees with you, and you're saying, "Well, I'm going to be right in the long run." Matter of fact, let me bring up AJ Espinoza. That has nothing to do with this conversation. But you bringing up AJ. You brought up AJ DeMasta. Espinoza plays in the NFL. You brought up AJ DeMasta to make a point about you being right in the long run. No, we disagree with you because we disagree with your logic and how you're approaching it. You basically called Bam Adebayo a jag. You know what a jag is? It's a football term. It means just a guy. That's what you called him. That's what you called him. And so I'm just saying, I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you. Completely disagree with you.
Points per game in the playoffs for his career.
Okay.
And he scored 83 points and made his.
But anyway,
so of there's been one, like I said, there's been 8.
You know what? I mean, where do you draw the line? Ron Mercer was a guy who averaged almost 20 points per game for the Bulls after Michael Jordan retired. How would you have felt if Ron Mercer had been the guy to I don't know, Ron Mercer wasn't even playing in the league when Kobe broke the record. But if the next night after Kobe did 81 and we're all celebrating, wow, what an incredible performance. Never thought I'd see this again. What an incredible thing. What a defining moment for Kobe. What a defining moment for the Lakers. And then Ron Mercer goes out the next night in 82 against the Charlotte Bobcats.
The thing is that
then that's historic. Then we can still praise
Do you remember that Walter Payton held the rushing record?
The game is such an outlier among outliers.
Payton held the rushing record in the NFL in a single game, Jill.
The reason
23 years, and then it was broke by Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon.
It's never, and guess what? When it happened, it was celebrated. Corey is never going to be considered Walter Payton. Ever. Nobody said anything dumb like that because he was great in his era. He did a great thing, and then Jamal Lewis broke it 3 years later. Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, maybe this is the NBA. Maybe this is how it works in the NBA. Narratives and storyline mean more than actual hoops. For a lot of y'all,
killing the league, man.
This is crazy to me. This whole segment is crazy.
Penn, I can appreciate you wanting to see other guys do something, but I'm a basketball fan at heart, and I want to see basketball players do something amazing. Do you think that I even if it's defensively, even if it's offensively? I mean, I was around when Charles Oakley pulled down 35 rebounds. I thought that was fantastic. I was around when Derek Martin put 40 on John Stockton. Like, you don't even know who Derek Martin is. He put 40 on John Stockton.
For the Raptors.
Yeah, and he put 40 on John Stockton. I thought that was fantastic. And Derek Martin is not a bucket getter, but he put 40 points on John Stockton, and it was fantastic. I am a fan of basketball more than anything. I want to see amazing things. Did Derek Martin stat pad? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You don't think SGA has stat padded on his way to getting these 126 straight games for 20?
I do not have.
He did against Charlotte.
So that's what I'm saying.
In order to make history, stat padding usually has to happen.
Part of it. That's part
Devin
of it.
Booker absolutely stat pads it against the Celtics.
25
David
points.
Robinson was stat padding his whole 70-point game. Kobe Bryant stat padded at the end of 81. Yes, did Bam Adebayo stat pad? Yes. Like I said, of the 8 modern 70-point games, so you got Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, David Robinson, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, Luka, Kobe, and Bam. For me, in terms of enjoyability to watch, Bam's game would be in the bottom 3 for me. But only above Devin Booker. Devin Booker's is the worst. For me, Devin Booker's is the worst. David Robinson's is the second worst because that game was fixed. So for me, those are the 2 worst. Bam's would be the 3rd worst in terms of enjoyability. That does not change his historicalness of it. The fact that Bam made history, it doesn't matter whether or not it's my most enjoyable game to watch. It wasn't the most enjoyable game to watch. He also did stat pad at the end. All of those things are true. It was a blowout. Every single part of that is true. The man still made history, and it's not a disservice to the sport that someone was able to break 80 for the 2nd time this century. That is ridiculous. Is it my favorite game? No, for me, my favorite game is still Kobe's. Kobe's 81 is more impressive to me than Bam's. Kobe's played better in his 81-point game, in my opinion, than Bam did. Kobe's a better player than Bam was. Whatever you want to say, every measure of better, I think Kobe's game was more enjoyable. I think it was a better display of skill. I think it was a better display of talent. I think it was a tougher era to do it in. All of those things are true. That does not change that what Bam did was historic. What Luka did when he scored 73 and all the next day he was getting bashed because defense in the NBA has died. We was up here on the panel praising the fact that game was crazy. Ticket was hating. I remember Ticket was here back then. He was hating on the game. No defense. What Luka did in that game was ridiculous. That to me is my second. Like, if I was ranking them, it would be Kobe 1, Luka 2. Those are the 2 most impressive scoring performances I've ever seen above 70 points. It was ridiculous. Bam doesn't need to have the most impressive game to have scored more points than all of them. That's not how it works. It's not just, each game you rank them by points. The most points is the most impressive. It doesn't need to be that way. The fact of the matter is Bam has scored more than anyone alive ever has. That's facts. He has scored more in the 21st century than anyone ever has. He has scored more on camera than anyone ever has. That is historic. That does not mean he's had the best game anyone has ever had. That doesn't mean you had to have enjoyed watching the game. That doesn't mean you have to think it was a great game to watch from start to finish. But what it does mean is history was made. And anytime history is made in the NBA, that should be celebrated. When someone breaks the assist record, that should be celebrated. When LeBron breaks the all-time scoring record, that should be celebrated. When someone breaks the all-time threes record like Steph Curry, that should be celebrated. When someone breaks a record, that should be celebrated, in my humble opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. I'm not going to keep going.
Let me ask
History
you,
should be celebrated.
I'll ask you one very interesting question, and I'm going to leave it at that. Mars, I understand you do not agree with the stat box plus minus. I do know that. Do you want to take a guess what Bam had as a box plus minus in his 84-point explosion? Do you want to take a guess?
14.
9.2. You want to know what he had against Detroit the game before? 10.8. My point is actually quite simple. Luka missed 8 shots. 8 shots in his 73-point game. I will make an argument that Luka's 73-point explosion was more impressive than even Kobe's 81. I would say Kobe's is second, but I can go either way on those two. The context behind David Robinson's 71, to me, with the scoring title being on the line, with him going out there, with him being the bucket getter that he was, is incredible. I would say Bam Adebayo's 83 points is the most fucking fake 80-plus point game I've ever seen. And there are so many players to choose from. There are so many players in this league who have gone up against teams like the Charlotte Bobcats, and if they had any notion to pursue a record like this, they could break it.
I watched Cat try and pursue this record against Charlotte.
I'm sick and tired of talking heads on ESPN saying, "Well, if someone wanted to break this, someone, Luka's faced this team and this thing, dude." If I guarantee you, if Luka Doncic wants to go out against the Washington Wizards on March 30th. That's why I brought all these games up. Luka,
we'd love to see it.
Prove it. Prove to the world that this fraudulent bullshit 43, shot attempts, make 20 shots, miss a million threes. Just prove that this is possible for literally anyone against a team this bad. Because if somebody wanted to pursue this against the Charlotte Bobcats, someone could have scored 100. If someone really just wanted to force the issue, you're trying to
tell me it's possible to score 31 in the first quarter to even be on track to break a record. It's possible to score 60 in 3 quarters.
You don't have to score 31 in the first record to do it.
It's possible to score 60 through 3 quarters.
One more time, Damien, because I don't think
why has no one else done it? Why has no one else done it? They weren't tanking from yesterday, so why hasn't no one else done it before Bam?
And Damien, because I brought this point up too earlier. Once again, all of these guys, every NBA game is 48 minutes. All of these guys played Washington Wizards or an equivalent of that team or worse. Jokic has done it. SGA has done it. Everybody plays 48 minutes against terrible teams.
Why are we acting like 83 points is like handed out, like it's an easy thing to do?
There you go. Get busy tonight. Knock yourself out.
What am I hearing, man? What am I hearing?
Knock yourself out.
That's insane.
Let's see how many you could go for.
Okay,
us tonight.
I want to know, like, one final thing, Cho. I want to know how far you're willing to take this. I really do. Okay, because you know what? As a frequent NBA 2K kid, when I was 14 years old, I remember that me and my friend, we used to have bets when we were playing against each other, not only on who would win, but how many stats we could get. And I remember one time I picked Eddie Robinson. You remember Eddie Robinson? And I told my friend I can get a triple-double with Eddie Robinson. He's like, bet. And we bet $10. And then suddenly I was at about, I would say 11 assists, 14 points, and Eddie Robinson was horrible in NBA 2K, for real. And then suddenly I started walking out of bounds randomly. My friend was like, what's this guy doing? And then I picked up 11 turnovers and I got my triple-double and I got my $10 because my friend didn't specify the fine print. So I'm wondering, are you going to be okay if in the next game, in order for someone to break this, that they foul on every single possession to stretch the game out to about 240 possessions? They bring in guys off the bench, 13th man, 12th man, 11th man to foul so that they consistently add possessions to the game. They give the guy, force feed him, even though he's being triple teamed. They give him every single shot. And the other team happens to be, I don't know, a team that's trying to lose basketball games like the Brooklyn Nets or the Washington Wizards, and they are completely defenseless. They're setting every screen down to get that guy the ball, and that guy breaks 100. Are you going to respect it?
Yep.
If they rig it, you're going to respect it.
Yep.
Okay, then that's all I want to know. Then you better respect my Eddie Robinson.
So you believe Bam's game was rigged?
Yeah, I do.
That's why I said that, Mars. That because he brought up the wrestling thing. He brought up the wrestling thing. He brought up the wrestling.
Not necessary and rigged are two different things.
Yeah, rigged is crazy, bro.
It doesn't.
At which point was the game rigged specifically, Penn?
It doesn't serve any purpose.
At which point do you think the game was rigged?
In the third quarter.
What part of the third quarter was rigged, in your opinion?
I'm looking. I'll go to the third quarter right now. So third quarter,
when they picked up a double-digit lead, there was no reason to continue this massacre of force-feeding Bam. They force-fed him like crazy in the fourth quarter as well.
Do you know what rigged means?
No, he doesn't. No,
yes,
Ben doesn't.
I do.
What does rigged mean?
Who walking out of bounds with Eddie Robinson to win my
so who from on high came down and called Spo and said, get him 83 points?
No, that's one.
Don't forget, Swiper. They also made Alex Sarr sit down. They said, Alex Sarr, you can't play no more. Bam, got to get this 83. They also said, you know what? Referees, make sure you get every single call, every little tic-tac call. And then also what they did is they made sure to put in a call to the Wizards coach to say every time he gets in the paint, hack his ass. Make sure that he goes to those free throw lines. And you know what they also did? They turned on the magnets. So when Bam shot his free throws, they made sure that he shot a high percentage from the free throw 43. Line. Yeah. They made sure that he made the free throws that they were gifting him.
And also, Mars, please take Bam out of the game when they're up 25 points in the third quarter, because teams don't come back from 25 in the NBA. That never happens. So let's take Bam out of the game.
It's just
and also it wasn't Adam Silver. It was Vince that came in and made sure that all the
If I asked you before this game, if I asked you before the game, make a list of the top 40 scorers in the NBA right now, you wouldn't have put Bam on that list.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it matters. Of course it matters. Of course it matters.
Say that again, Mars. Right quick, Mars. Mars, make your point in the pin.
We can understand that Bam. We know Bam was still in the game late in the fourth for one reason only. We understand that.
Yes.
That does not make the game rigged. In order for something to be rigged,
was in the game too, up 20.
Both sides would have to be in on the rigging. By the way, you can't just rig something one way. That's just not possible.
Sure, you can.
No, you can't.
For the same reason you said the draft lottery can't be rigged,
especially in the NBA.
Are you not familiar with elections, Mars? What's wrong with you? Yes, you can rig things one way.
And guess what happens?
In order to rig a sports game, which is what this was, a sports game, the team that is going to be given 80 has to be on board with allowing said thing to happen. And the team that is scoring 80 has to be on board with allowing said
Mars,
thing to happen.
in election,
the Wizards were very clearly against Bam trying to score 80.
Guys, think about what
when you rig elections, what is the other side of that?
Keyshawn Johnson's not Bam Adebayo. Why they intentionally foul him when he had the ball? You know why? So Bam couldn't score. Why was they triple teaming Bam Adebayo? You know why? So Bam couldn't score. Why was they triple teaming him on inbounds? You know why? So Bam couldn't score. What team is rigging something for someone to score?
Why was Bam scoring while being up 3?
You're saying it was rigged for. What sense does that make?
But Pin, what is so in a rig there has to be intention behind the rig. It can't be let's get Bam 80 points because Bam is not that figure in the league according to your mythology about storytelling. So what would be the purpose in rigging Bam to score 83 points? Why would they rig the game that way? Because the only natural onset of a rig is to somehow jump Kobe to diminish Kobe's legacy. That's the only way that rig would make sense. So you're saying the NBA and the officials and the Heat, they rigged the game for Bam Adebayo to score 83 points to diminish Kobe's legacy.
Nope.
And what do you think the rig is for?
I think this is just I think the rigging comes when you adding extra possessions by intentionally.
No, for what purpose though? Like, what was the purpose? What would they get out of Bam scoring 83 points? Why rig it in the first place?
You're narrowing the definition to rigging as a broad-wide league conspiracy, and that's not the only. That's not the only way.
The one who brought up rigging.
So the league wasn't in on it. It was just the Heat. It was just the Heat rigging.
And even if the Heat were in on it, Swiper, to answer your question, Swiper, when you have rigging on one side, there's outrage on the other side. We got cheated. You're gonna hear that,
guys. Dane, we're talking about rigging a professional sports game at the moment. We're disrespecting the game
right now.
We're going too far with this.
What's happening?
This shit's crazy.
Soccer is your sport. Is there a particular soccer goal scoring record that you really care about?
Not particularly.
How many goals?
If any goal scoring record gets broken, because right now the most goals in a calendar year belongs to Messi. That's 91.
That's what
the most goals of all time officially belongs to Ronaldo. Some people say it's Pele, but it officially belongs to Ronaldo. Many people would argue those are the two best players of all time. Messi Messi owns the single year record. Ronaldo owns the all-time record.
Cool.
If someone comes along and breaks either one of those records, that will be praised as it should be.
And Mars,
but
Mars,
imagine if that person
compound
breaks the record because on the final game of the season, another team decides to rest all their players because they're really,
David
really bad.
Robinson's 70-point game that you praised.
That's not rigging though.
But the praising of the David Robinson
No,
game over this,
that's exactly what happened in David Robinson's 70-point game. And you said the storyline of winning the scoring title made it impressive. So the thing that you just laid out actually happened, and you praised the game.
You did.
So what are we talking about?
You did do that, Penn. You 100% did that. And on top,
actually, there was an objective to the 71. You understand that, right?
There was an objective. Yeah, he was. Yes,
damn, he just fried your ass.
Yes, there was an objective.
There was an objective. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
There wasn't
the exact thing he just. Imagine if they rested all their players. That shit happened. He praised the game. It happened. Okay, like what? You got it.
Y'all hear the grill sizzling? That's Pin on the grill getting fried.
Good work.
Deep fried.
The actual thing you just said would make it unfair happened, and you praised the game. It happened. Cool.
And it's not even the record, by the way. I just want us not lose sight of it. It's not even the record.
But like Shaq. Sorry, chill. Shaq's 61. Was it against the Clippers?
Yes, it was against the Clippers.
Michael Candy.
Yes.
This is the first overall pick. Michael Candy. This is the guy they're comparing to me.
Alex
Boom. Storyline. Okay.
Alex was the number 2 pick.
Oh, come on, man. Alex Sarr and Bam Adebayo in Kobe.
Michael Olowokandi.
Yeah, what about Michael Candy? You remember Michael Candy? You remember the Candy Man? He sucked.
Alex Sarr right now is better than Michael Olowokandi ever was in the NBA. Fact or fiction?
Fight that? Do you fight that?
Fact or fiction?
I do not fight that
Alex
at
Sarr
all.
right now is better than Michael Olowokandi ever was in the NBA.
That is a fact.
Those two have never been compared to each other.
Alex Sarr right now is better than Michael Olowokandi ever was in the NBA. Fact or fiction?
Irrelevant.
Why is it irrelevant?
Michael Olowokandi is worse than
God.
Alex Sarr was in the NBA. Fact or fiction?
Irrelevant.
Michael Olowokandi
irrelevant.
is worse than Alex Sarr was.
Irrelevant.
Fact or fiction?
Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Michael
I refuse to let
Olowokandi
you
is
get
worse
one
than Alex
off, and
Sarr was.
so the chat can be like,
Michael
"Oh, Mars
Olowokandi is worse than Alex
Mars
Sarr
cooking."
was.
No, it's not the point. Shaquille O'Neal better than both those players combined. Fact or fiction? That's the point.
You see how easy I can answer that? Fact. See how I can just answer a question? Fact. See how easy that was? Not hard. Michael Olowokandi is worse than Alex Sarr was. Fact or fiction?
It doesn't matter.
See how hard it is for him to just answer a simple question? Imagine someone scored 85 on Kwame Brown, and then Penn's like
the point.
Number 1 pick.
LeBron James, if some dude comes in next year is compared to LeBron James, and LeBron James goes out and puts 50 on him, it doesn't matter how good the dude is. It matters that the comparison was made to one of the greatest players of all time. Shaquille O'Neal, at the time that he did this, was at the peak of his powers, one of the greatest players of all time. He was in conversations to be the best center in the world. The fact that Michael Olowokandi is being compared to him is the storyline. This is why I think, Mars, you understand basketball. Yes, you do. I won't give you the same accusation that I gave Swiper, where you don't understand the sport, but you don't understand storylines. You don't seem to get it.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm so Mars. I'm so tired of him taking swipes, bro. Like I'm so over it though. Like it's so unbelievably lame for this dude to keep taking swipes for no reason. Your argument is bad. We're saying your argument is bad, and you keep taking swipes at me for some reason because your arguments suck. Pin, if you yourself are not good enough to come up with your own arguments and to make good points without other people disagreeing with you, that's on you. But you keep taking swipes at my ability to understand the sport. Pin, not only am I better at it than you, I'm also more recognized for doing it than you. So no matter what you say, no matter what you say, shout out to you, Pin. I don't even need to take swipes at you because it's not worth my time. I think you need to understand that. Like at some point, you got to grow past that and understand that. And I'm being for real, Ron. Because like I've been minding my business this whole time, but like it's constant. What I'm telling you is for some other reason, you feel like you need to continue to do this, Pin, you're wrong. I think you're wrong in your opinion, but that's it is. But you just continue to question my intellect, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on with you for you to do that, but like that happens constantly, and it ain't just me that's noticing it. I'm saying on air, you need to go sit in the corner and chill out, or do whatever you got to do. It needs to stop. I'm saying it needs to stop at some point.
Does that quarter work?
We can move on.
Does that quarter work?
Really quick question, Damien. Really quick question.
Really quick question.
Really quick question.
You realize Pensar basketball has more views? like twice the more.
All
Twice
right,
the views that Locked On Nuggets does.
all right, hey, but we not about to do this. We not about to
just really
yo,
quick
hey,
just a really
Swipe,
quick
I'm gonna remove you too. We not about to have a nut swinging contest. Who got the best platform and the biggest following?
Just a really quick question.
Go ahead, Chill.
You as a soccer guy. Alexis Garcia from Leverkusen that plays in the UEFA.
Leverkusen?
Yeah, Leverkusen. If he scored 8 goals in a game, would that bother you?
No, not. I'll be celebrating that, man.
And he ain't really a goal getter. That's not like who he is. He's
I'm
not
always about celebrating the game, man.
Yes.
Like this was my thing. Like I tweeted out yesterday, and it's gone pretty crazy. Like I think like 800K, whatever. It's probably the content that's got the most like views, to be honest. But like this is my problem with it all. The reaction to the Bam stuff, because it was Bam, the storylines, the narratives. This is why I think we're in a dangerous place with the NBA, man. Because all this stuff to me is like we're not celebrating the game the way we're supposed to. And it's not a personal shot at anyone. I just think that we're in a very fragile place in the league, and the discourse has gotten out of control. And we have trouble in the sporting world right now about just appreciating great things, man. And that's just where I am with it.
And I know what, and I'm definitely appreciating what Bam did. Definitely. So,
all right. Well, I mean, the fact of the reality is that there's people that have mixed emotions about it, mixed feelings. I think it's healthy for us to talk through these feelings, regardless of how toxic it is, regardless of how dumb we might think somebody else's point is, regardless if we disagree. If some people don't like it. Some people want Kobe's record to be Kobe's record. And here's the thing about it too is, for the people that are on the side of they enjoyed the fact that Bam did it, for the people that are on the side of if you break a record, you break a record, we can all have some empathy and understand why Kobe fans would be upset about this, because Kobe is who he is. And that record is something that we thought would be unbreakable. And on top of that, at least me personally, I can understand it because, guys, it was Bam. Not to take anything away from Bam, but when we see a record of 81, we would expect Shea, Luka, somebody like that to come. Maybe even Jason Tatum when he was healthy. Somebody like that. And so, like, for Bam to do it, it kind of caught us off guard. And it's kind of like, we just expected somebody else to do it at a different time and it to feel a little different. Yeah. However, it happened. It was what it was. Let's tip our cap to Bam. Let's show him his respect. And in the same light, let's continue to show a GOAT like Kobe his respect too. However, we got $100 super chat from, you probably already know who this is from, but in case you don't know, there was a guy named Arch.
Is this Bam?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Bam defending himself.
It's probably Bam defending himself. Mm-hmm.
There's a guy named Arch. He came up with another alter ego called Arch Prime, who came up with another alter ego called Arch Toddler, who came up with another bad ego named Arch Diddy. Well, that all spun off into a guy named Arch Second. There's been allegations that Arch is in fact Bam Adebayo. It has neither been confirmed nor denied, but Arch Adebayo said this: who cares about storylines? Bam was cooking. Bam done more in this league than half of the top 10 players. Dude went crazy in the playoffs, reached the finals. What else does he have to do to get some damn credit?
Average 25. It's funny because by the time the game turns into the intentional fouling that everyone has a problem with, which, by the way, the Heat did twice, Bam already had the 4th highest scoring game in NBA history.
The 4th one.
The 4th highest scoring game in NBA history. He had 77 by the time the intentional fouling started. So I guess if none of that happens, we're still talking about what Bam did the other night. We're still saying we're still talking about how history was made. We're still talking about how someone hit 77 points. And that's before you add on the 6 points that happened after the shenanigans.
And so to expand on Mars' point, once we're there, we might as well see how far we can go with it. We're already here, so what the hell? Can we get there?
Apparently it's rigged, I guess, because
once we're here, that's it. Let's see how far we can go.
80 plus.
I'm with it.
All right, y'all. You probably already know, but we have a lot of super chats pertaining to that. We have a lot of super chats pertaining to some other things. So we're going to go ahead and sift through all of these super chats, starting with the largest super chat, and then we'll work our way down to the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. But we are now not in the super hot takes. We are now back to the crunch time chats. Ironically, this whole thing started with a super chat, so you never know, chat. When you sit through a super chat, it can go one of many different directions. But salute to everybody that's in here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us across all platforms. That includes Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, etc., etc. Masinko, shout out my man Masinko. Masinko said, I'll tell you what's really a disservice to Kobe. A bunch of people who have never met him trying to speak for how he feels. Cope harder, you rank Sabonis over Kobe all time. Who's really disrespectful?
Me, and I corrected my stance since then. That's why pencils have erasers.
Love that. Yes, sir. Oh.
By the way, do I seem shaky right now?
I like that.
I seem good. I seem calm. I seem
composed.
You
Yes,
it's
sir.
still a little.
Yeah, you great at staying composed. You're great at staying. You're great at staying composed online, bro. You're great at staying composed online, bro. Yeah, facts, 100%, bro. So you're great on the other side of a screen, bro. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. So you just be talking, bro, like all the time, bro. It's nonstop, bro. Not gonna lie, nobody else on PC is like you, bro. Shout out to you, though, for real.
Hey man, one of one.
One of only, and won't show up in person, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Never won't show up in person. Never.
That sounds like weirdly like a threat.
No, it's not weirdly
all
anything.
right.
It's not weirdly anything at all.
It's
not indirect either. It's not weirdly either.
I promise you twice my width, and I guarantee you I talk the same way in person, man. Like I guarantee you that.
Yeah, you've never shown up to anything. Come to PC Week and we live.
Oh my god.
Y'all killing my monkey.
Y'all gonna show up to PC Weekend.
It's not something to be
hugging
proud
each
of
other.
that you'll be just as disrespectful in person. I don't know.
Well, but Mars, you around?
Hey, Swiper, come on.
Oh, Ron, you got to stop letting people get off like that, though. I hear what you're saying, but at some point, there got to be a level of respect. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. There has to be a level of respect. Ron, you keep letting him get off with these comments. You keep letting him get off with these comments, Ron, and everybody just letting it go. I'm telling everybody's acknowledging the same issue, and I've talked to Penn offline about it. He won't stop, though. Literally, there's something like not up here working. He will not stop. I mean, I asked him to, bro. Everybody
help me if I
everybody
said something up here and you not working, we would have an issue, right? You can't take any disrespect. You could give it out all day. You be disrespecting Jordan, you be disrespecting me, you be disrespecting Chill, you be disrespecting everybody, but you slick about it.
Don't forget real talk.
You disrespect real talk, you disrespect everybody, bro. But anytime you get even minimally called out, you're like, oh, I've been putting up with this for months and months. This is why I called you a Karen.
All right. Drink More Water said, if someone told you the player that has the most NFL passing yards in a game, y'all wouldn't believe the name. The point is, records can be broken by anyone, and people that didn't want Bam to break the record isn't an NBA fan.
Let's Google it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who's most passing yards in it? Norm Van Brocklin? Is that
never heard of him. I've literally never heard of him.
554. He did it in 1951. Salute. Matt Schaub.
A Wilt record.
Matt Schaub was a slinger. He used to play for the Houston. He used to play for the Texans.
I know Warren Moon. I've heard of him. He had 5.
Yeah, of course you know Warren. Of course you know the GOAT. What about Jersey?
But yeah, so the record is held by Norm Van Brocklin. Also, the record for most goals in a World Cup match is held by a guy named Oleg Selenko. I think it's
not Messi, not Ronaldo, not Pele.
Know who that is.
None of them dudes.
He's in 1994. Oleg Selenko scored 5 goals in a World Cup match. That's the most anyone's ever scored in a World Cup match. I'm fairly sure everyone watching it, I know it's an American audience, never heard of him. I'm pretty sure you ask a lot of people who are football fans, they know about Oleg Selenko. They either haven't heard of him or they will acknowledge he's not an all-time great. But in the biggest tournament in the world that ever exists, it's the World Cup and the Olympics. He has the most goals in a single game in the biggest tournament in the world. Oleg Selenko. Shout him.
I actually don't.
Also, shout out to What Up Logan. What Up Logan tapping in today, sending in super chats. He sent through a $19.99 super chat and said, Ox, I have to apologize to you. I was on the Clipper train before the season started, but then I had to jump off. Now I'm chasing that train, carrying 2 suitcases. Also, I really like Matherin's impact on this team.
I do like Matherin's impact on this team. Kind of reminds me of Norman Powell when Kawhi and Norm played together. A little bit.
I can get with that. Yeah, I could get with that. Even though he does some bonehead things, unlike Norman, I could get with that.
You don't remember early Norman. Norman.
I would say they both do some questionable things. They're both questionable decision makers. But when you're like that type of scorer, you kind of have to live with the bad decisions. Right?
Yeah, you got to let him go a bit.
I'm just thinking about him now. I'm not talking about Norm when he was in Toronto early on in his career. I'm talking about what he's doing now with the Clippers.
I still think he made some own plays, but Matherin's worse than that.
Shaky defenders, questionable decision makers, high level bucket getters, slashers, off ball wings. I like
Matherin's more capable defensively though, so we can see like where he gets to with Tyler.
I did say that Norman Powell defended last year. I did say that he defended. I was wild as hell with that because I actually watched him. And I think that a lot
he should be able to defend.
Well, not only that, a lot of that had to do with I was watching how much like Dunn and Leonard, and not just Dunn and Leonard, but Zubac were covering up for him. So it kind of looked like he was defending. When I'm watching him in Miami playing with Bam, and no, he doesn't. Not at all.
I just like the dynamic of the Clippers. You got a guy who's scoring at one of the best rates in the league. So you got your clear alpha dog. Then you got three guys that can be your number 2 option on any given night. That could be Benedict Mathurin. That could be Darius Garland. That could also be John Collins if he gets it rolling. Then you got your defenders. You got your long wings, guys that can knock down threes. I'll add Chris Dunn into that too because he's point of attack defender. Like this team. Oh, and then Brook Lopez. Don't forget Brook Lopez on any given night can hit 4 threes. I just like the dynamic of this team. They don't feel like a good team, but when you watch them play offensively and defensively, they just play basketball the right way. And that's I got to give the Clippers, I got to give them their credit. They put together a group of guys, and Ty Lue's coached a group of guys that just play basketball the way it's supposed to be played. I think this is going to be a tough out for anybody. I'm not saying that they'll beat anybody, but they're going to be a tough out. The Clippers are going to make you work to beat them. Just similar to last year. I know it's a different team, but similar to last year. Like the Nuggets had to fight, claw, and scratch to get out that series.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
MP13 got a super chat for us and said it's not rigged. It just seems inauthentic from the aspect of being up 30 points with half of the fourth left and making a conscious effort to just try to put up points. After the game stopped feeling like basketball is when it got corny.
Agreed. Maybe that's all I should have said.
They weren't up 30. They were up 25 at one point.
That's the game.
Yeah,
it was a blowout for sure.
That being said, Joe, if Shea goes for 85 in a few weeks, I think you'll be happy about it.
I'm happy about Bam.
If Shea scores 85,
you'll be happy about
Bam did.
That's what I'm saying. I won't be happier about Shea going for 85 than I am Bam going. I would think that this is great basketball. I would think it's fantastic.
Yeah, to me,
I never thought I'd see an 80-point game live because I wasn't around.
So you know what it is? It's a Zeigarnik effect. You know the Zeigarnik effect?
So what? Zeigarnik?
Nice try. Okay, chill.
Yes,
That right there, right? The Zeigarnik effect is our obsession, our brain's obsession with closing loops. We don't like people just ghosting us. We want an explanation. We don't want people just saying something and then leaving us, and shows use this all the time. Polo. Yeah. We like closing the loop. Who's there? Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Bam's 83 feels like the first leg of something, and then I feel like someone needs to close it. Something needs to happen.
Like it can't end with him. Like it's gotta keep going.
This season story cannot be 83 points for Bam.
But even with that, even
83, and then Luka went out and scored 85.
Even if that's true, what I don't want is I don't want to have Bam do it and discredit Bam. No, even if you want to close the other end, I still want to recognize how awesome it was.
I just want the story to close on a satisfying note. That's all.
Hey, can I try that Zeigarnik shit again?
If Bam scores 83 and then the person to one up Bam ends up being like Ty Jerome or something.
Love it. Let's go, Jordan Poole. Let's go, Jordan Poole.
And I will die laugh.
Chill. If it's Jordan Poole, I swear to God, I'll quit. I'll quit basketball and yeah, I would just quit. I'll quit. I'm covering soccer next.
Can I just say as well, Ron, when you made the point before where you said And it's a valid point, by the way, where if you named like 25 players that could do it, Bam probably wouldn't be on there, right? To me, in more ways than one, that's actually part of the problem. Because what we're doing when we say that is we're underselling how talented some of the guys in the league are that don't have the green light. There are plenty of guys that could put up ridiculous amounts of points if they had the green light in the perfect situation, the perfect game at the right moment. So even the assumption that Bam couldn't do it, and to Swiper's point, this is still one of the best players in the world, by the way. But even that assumption, I think, is doing the whole league a disservice because there's plenty of guys that can get up points, man, in the NBA. We just don't know that they can get it up to that degree.
Damien, you're familiar with.
I still don't believe Bam can score 80, and he's already done it. I still don't believe he can score 80.
Damien, you're familiar with the Pareto distribution?
He did score 77 on Mars. He did do that.
Yeah, I still don't believe Bam can score 80, and I watched Bam score 80, and I still don't believe he can do it.
So basically, the Pareto distribution, Zeigarnik effect, and the Pareto distribution. I guess someone up here got me feeling insecure about being stupid. So I think that
insecure intellectually.
Maybe, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, what book did I read last? Okay, so the Pareto distribution is basically it works in life, success, sports, and it just basically says that the gap between the top tier performers is so much bigger between those guys than it is in the middle. So the gap between 1 and 10 in the NBA in terms of the top 10 scorers, that distribution is larger than the gap between 11 and 60. Bam is firmly on the other side of 60 or towards 60. He's a guy who's 50% true shooting percentage, 16 points per game in his career. Bam's greatest strength is his connective passing and his defense. Like he's a connector. This is, again, like I want to reiterate, Scotty Barnes was not a good scorer, but he was averaging more points than Bam. He's the third leading scorer on his own team, and it's not a great scoring team. So my point here is that when you're talking about Shea, Luka, guys like this, Kevin Durant, there's literally 40, 50, 60, might be 80 better scorers, pure scorers than Bam in this league. Lauri Markkanen, I could go down the list. Keontae George, there's so many. Just from not a better basketball player, but a better scorer. And the record he broke was not as a basketball player, it was as a scorer. I think that's what kind of makes it weird.
But in that's an assumption that we never leave room for anomalies.
Oh, anomalies are great.
That's what the 83-point game is.
Exactly. And that's what Malachi.
That means it can happen.
1-point game. Of course, it can happen. Anything can happen. I mean, shit. Like if tomorrow Emmanuel quickly makes 14 of his first 15 threes, hey man, Steph Curry's records are on the line here.
So we clear.
As a basketball fan, though, dude, Damien, as a basketball fan, I don't want Emmanuel quickly breaking Steph Curry's records because to me it cheapens Steph Curry's records. That's it. And that's
that shit, bro.
Totally. He's an awesome shooter.
Bam, but that's at the rate that Bam is going, he's on pace to be a member of the 20,000 point, 10,000 rebound club. I just want to put that out there.
So when
that's exclusive club right there.
Does that bother you?
Daniel was an incredible 3-point shooter, but I don't think it bothered me. I watched the game live. I love Daniel Marshall. He's one of my favorite players.
And you are 100% an elitist. Yes, you are.
Why am I an elitist? What?
You are 100% an elitist, man. Like you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. And if you do it, somebody else has to do it to make sure that we don't recognize just you doing it.
What if I just love the NBA and I just want certain storylines?
If you love the NBA, you'd be
couldn't tell. Yeah. So a couple months ago when Julian
Rudy Gobert scores 62 points, how are you feeling? Rudy Gobert now has more points in a game than Shaquille O'Neal. How you feel? You feel good about that? Cool.
Rudy Gobert scores 62 points. I'll be up here the next day raving. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I won't. And that's the difference. Maybe I'm a hater. I don't know. Maybe this is something I got to work out in therapy. I'm a hater. I'm gonna go lie on the couch, be like, yo, Bam scored 83 points.
Please let a team let Rudy Gobert score.
And I was kind of upset as an NBA fan. But you know what?
Not even 63, Moss. You know what if we got 35 and 20? What do we got 35 and 20 at a Rudy?
If you poll,
remember Rudy's game 5 lost her in the playoffs? That was crazy. He had like what, 25 and 25 or something?
But Mars,
yes.
It wouldn't be nobody letting Rudy do anything.
Everybody.
It would be Rudy frying to get that. Like you can't.
Yeah, but imagine Rudy frying. Like the concept of Rudy frying.
It was frying.
That's what I'm saying though, Mars. Like you don't give nobody 63 points. Like anything over, I say anything over 40.
You don't give nobody anything over that.
Over 10.
That guy,
and you know how hard it is to score
nah,
in the NBA, Ron?
chill. You could,
man.
You could give away some buckets, but
so,
like anything
so
over 40, like
12, you cool with that?
Yeah,
it's probably gonna happen. He's more likely to score 12 tonight than he is to score 40. That's the crazy part.
And that won't change that. He just
that's what averages are like.
It's the
and guess what? Over the last years, I'll beat him averaging 47.5.
But all right, y'all. Transitioning into the next super chat, a Hall of Famer by the name of DNE MLV just tapped in. We're gonna make that one of the what is it, Pin? Ziegler nigga effects. I'm gonna say DNE, and then y'all gonna say MLV. However, shout out to my Hall of Famer, my GOAT, one of my favorite people in the chat. DNE said, "Man, ... Dubron." Thank you, DNE. Appreciate you for tapping in. And then we got another $20 super chat from Average Joe. Average Joe said, "How you do things matters. All y'all saying 83 is 83. Sounds like Ron when he said, quote, and I quote, so what? I got paid $2 million to go to the Diddy party. I still made $2 million. There's a reason why some don't respect it. My bad, Ron.
You don't have to respect it. You can't deny it's historic. That's the point. You respect what you want to respect. It's not my business to tell you what to respect. If you don't want to respect history, that's your business. Denying the fact that it's historic. Denying the fact that it's historic is where you lose me. That man was.
I didn't deny it was historic. I just said I hope someone break. I just said I hope someone breaks.
I mean, calling it a disservice to the league is just something I'm not going to get with. But I'm talking to the people who do deny it that it's historic. If you deny it's historic, I'm going to disagree with you. Whether or not you enjoyed the game or not, that's not even relevant to whether or not it was historic. Nobody deny. I've had people in my replies denying it, Max. You can find them. I know you're on Twitter. You can find them. People are denying that it's historic. So yeah, that's who I'm talking to.
Which is crazy, by the way.
And I didn't get paid $2 million to show up. It was actually much less than that. But we still had a good time, yo. Masinko said, I always knew Kawhi had a nice handle, but man, this year he been having that MF on a string. Has Desmond Bane been a top 5 shooting guard this season?
Hey, I don't really know what to do with this dude, and this is a segue into this.
Yeah, 35 last night.
I really don't know what to do with this dude, man. He gets
lately. It's been the whole year, except the first one.
All season. No, he been doing this.
Taking it up a notch for the last 5-6 games.
Get that buzzer beater earlier in the year against the Trailblazers. I think that's when it started. I really feel like that's when it started.
You're right, yeah.
Like people started to take notice to how it's almost Ron. He kind of gives me a Brandon Roy vibe. What I mean when I say Brandon Roy, I don't mean like he's the player that Brandon Roy is. Like how I felt about Brandon Roy when I watched him, and I'm thinking, I really don't know what to do with him because I'm a big fan of the uber athlete, super nice with the pill, get off the ground, will throw it over the top of you, and like Brandon Roy was just so basic, but he was so efficient and so nice with it that I couldn't really put my finger on what exactly to do with him. I feel the same way with Desmond Bane. Like aesthetically, his game doesn't look fantastic, but he gets it done. He comes off screens, knocks down open shots. He actually moves his feet, and his hands are busy. He plays defense. Guys are not just roasting him. He actually gets to the rim and beats up on big guys. And he's not jumping over the top of guys, but he's getting to the rim efficiently. He actually knows how to play basketball when setting screens and popping to the ball and getting open shots. He's that kind of player, but it's not blowing me away in terms of aesthetics. So I really don't know what to do with him, Ron.
Desmond Bane has played 64 games this year. Over his last 51, he's averaging 22 on 50, 40, 90.
He's been great, man.
He had a slow start to the year, but for pretty much the whole year, he's been 22 a game on 50, 40, 90.
I think they've just been faltering. Maybe it's taken the shine off a bit. He's actually been.
Yeah, people aren't really watching Orlando. We don't need to pretend.
I did watch them.
Over his last 19 games, he's averaging 25.
Ron, can you make this guy basketball highlight? Can you mute him, please? Like this.
Yeah, he has stepped it up, right, Mars?
A lot. Getting corny. Mute this guy.
Yeah, he's the aggressiveness is ramped up. My biggest issue with Desmond Bane is he doesn't shoot enough threes. That's my biggest issue with him. For the level of shooter he is, I need him to be shooting the three more, especially on a team like Orlando. But the scoring has been really, really good. Some of the decision making as a passer has been valid. Paolo has been stepping up recently as well, from what I've been seeing. Orlando, I know it's the title we barely spoke about, but yeah, Orlando they're looking better as the season is beginning to progress, which is a good thing.
So
Miles, how many more threes would you like? What is he at? Like 4 maybe a game? Something like that, like 4?
Desmond Bain, a shooter like Desmond
be 8 or
Bain, we're looking at 8, 9, 10 threes.
He should be shooting that. He should be shooting.
He should be doubling his 3-point attempts, in my opinion. There's no reason for a guy like him to be shooting 5 a game. And this was happening last year in Memphis, where he wasn't shooting as many threes as I would have liked. I just think we're looking at like the guys leading the league in 3-point attempts: Luka, LaMelo, D. Mitch, MPJ, Maxey, Derek White, and like he should be with those guys. That's like the top 7, 8. But then you go down the list, and where Desmond Bain ranks, where is he? Where's Desmond Bain?
I wonder if that would hurt him though.
I don't think so when he shoots the ball as well as he does.
Yeah, because but even still, Mars, like he might be just in that space where, okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, and you got the numbers in front of you, he shoots like 36, 37% from the long ball line.
He's at 39% on the season, but like I said, 40% over his last 50 games.
So he's shooting over 40. So if he ended up doubling that production in terms of doubling that volume,
he shoots less threes per game than Bam.
Right. If what I'm saying, Mars, is if we went up to 8, 9, well, defenses might be different. I mean, that's not to say the defense don't already know who he is, because defenses know who he is, but he might have to take tougher shots, and that may affect his percentages. That may affect his ability.
Absolutely, but it will make him a more effective.
Even
scorer.
if it went down, even if it went down slightly.
Desmond Bain shooting 8 or 9 threes a game. Let's say instead of the 40% he's been at over the last 50 games, let's say that goes down to 37%. That still makes him a more effective scorer. In my opinion, regardless, like that means his field goal percentage will go down to like 47 instead of 50, but he's still a more effective scorer because of the threat that shooting from that deep possesses, and then also just a points per possession thing.
Yeah,
that 37% from 3 is still going to be worth more than the 2s, but it's also just the threat, the fact that he's willing to shoot. It's my issue with Luke Kennard. Like Luke Kennard doesn't shoot enough threes, but he shoots them so well. Like guys who shoot the 3 at the clip that a guy like Desmond Bain and Luke Kennard, those type of guys, when they aren't shooting a bunch of threes, I think they're limiting their offensive impact. Like they have to shoot more, in my opinion, and that's just where I'm at. Like, there's no reason I'm watching Toumani Camara shoot 7 threes a game and Desmond.
That boy don't need to be shooting.
Kennard is definitely measured in his. Kennard is
it's ridiculous. Also, like, no disrespect to Toumani, but why is he shooting 2 more threes a game than Desmond Bain?
God. And I think that's well. I mean, I think you can attribute it to Desmond Bain not being as aggressive as you'd like him to be, Mars. But I also think that has a lot to do with coaching, and calling the guy's number matters. And I think that offense is constructed a lot around like what Paolo does. I think he'd get a lot more open shots. And I'm on record saying this, Damian. I do think that they need to upgrade at the 5 spot. I just don't love Carter. I think that
I'm with you on that one. I think
they could do better at the 5 spot, because I think that if they had a more viable 5-man who could score more efficiently on the box, I think that Desmond Bain would get a lot more open shots. I think Paolo would get more open looks. I think that offense would be a lot more efficient. And on top of that, I'm not sure if Mosley is their guy offensively. Maybe they need to hire somebody in terms of an offensive coach so they could be a better team offensively.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Point guard. Sorry.
We'll circle back around to the Magic. We'll get another super chat, fellas. We got a ton of super chats. Thank you, Pin. You turned.
We got a Bam. We got Bam super chats. We got Bam. Look, 83.
Yo, I just want to add Desmond.
Yeah,
72.2% true shooting percentage over the last 18.
Man, you've been bigging him up for years, though. Like you've always,
fellas. We'll circle back around to that.
To say I was right. Thank you. Appreciate
that.
We'll
circle back around to the Magic, but from here on, like we are strictly focusing on the super chats, and we gotta run through these. It's not us overlooking any super chats. We just have a lot to get through, and I gotta be out of here in literally an hour. I got a very important meeting.
Let's go.
So, the next super chat that I got is from. Hold on, I lost it. We'll just do this one. My man Sale Talks Too Much said, also, I want to shout out P5 for at least taking a primary matchup a lot of these nights. His off-ball D is still nasty, but he's consistently impacting winning. A plus 11.1 net rating in the last 15, and they're 8-3. 8-3? 15 games?
Oh, well, I wasn't listening.
You said they're... Doesn't matter. Shout out to Paulo Banchero. He's been hooping. Have been seeing him guard a primary matchup. So last night he was picking up hard for a little bit.
Stuff? Like who is P5?
Paulo.
5. You wear number 5.
Okay. about just say
that's been his nickname for a while.
He might have a character limit, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Nah, but like even up here, like a lot of people call him P5.
Yeah.
Like that is his nickname.
I ain't know that. I did not.
He been hooping. I like to see him play some D as well. It's good.
It's always good when the stars play.
He was guarding Luka when they played the Lakers. He guarded Kawhi when they played the Clippers. I think Kawhi went crazy, but I think the Magic won. But he been taking those assignments, so I respect that.
But I mean, even outside of whether he's the most capable person to take the assignments or not, one, you always like to see a star playing defense, and I think that helps the morale of the team when you see your best player. When you see Shea, when they see Shea locking up, the rest of the Thunder are like, all right, we gonna lock up too. When you see K picking up full court and he's locking up, it's gonna make the other guys do it too. But also the thing about it is, and kind of how he highlighted in that super chat, if your off-ball defense is gonna be suspect and you're better on ball than off ball, then it's a good coaching change to be like, all right, we're just going to put you on ball and the rest of the guys will cover up for your deficiencies.
I wouldn't be surprised if this team gets healthy. If they just go on a crazy run in the playoffs, they're picking up right at the right time. They can go all the way to the finals.
I think I had them as the 3rd seed before the season started.
Chill, I had them as the number 1 seed, and I've been embarrassed about it the whole season. But man, still might happen.
I'm pretty sure I had them.
You have to be playing your best basketball at the right time of the year. Seems like they are.
But this is the right time to start going. Like right now.
They are. Wait, Orlando's the 5th seed? Is that what?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Top of the 5th seed. Miami is the 6th seed.
Who's the 7th seed?
Philly about to drop to fucking 10.
We're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that.
Now we're not talking about that.
Next super chat.
You're right. We don't have time for that.
Orlando plays the Heat this Saturday. That's gonna be a good.
Philly about to drop to 10. That's sad, man. Damn.
Kareem Miles sent through a $10 super chat or 10 euros and said, "There's a theory going on that the NBA is putting tanking under the spotlight because it's costing the betting websites money. Crazy how much influence the league has over ESPN and sports media."
Is that a topic of conversation?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's I don't think it's coincidental that tanking has become a big issue once teams started playing guys but on minutes restrictions and all of that stuff, because that messes with the overs and unders and stuff, and people are losing money because people are betting the unders and they're hitting because guys are only playing 20 minutes and all of that stuff. I think it's in the league's best interest financially to want to address that. But them trying to disguise it as them trying to protect the integrity of the game is funny, because I'm pretty sure that's
which is awful. Yeah, but that part I have a problem with.
If protecting bettors is how the league is going to finally take the integrity of the league seriously, then I would just say maybe the ends justify the means.
All right, it's Mike 1402 said, "Pin, what is you thinking Darren Peterson was better than AJ? Got to do with what Bam did. Should we bring up some of the takes that you got wrong, or do you only choose ones that fit your narrative?"
I didn't think that Darren Peterson was ever better than AJ Devontae. I'm consistent on that. So it's the other way around. And I don't need you to bring up the things that I get wrong, because I bring them up every single day. But sure, dig them up.
Darnell Woods.
Why are you emphasizing the makeup, Ron? Why you want the makeup in the drawers, Ron? Why you care about that, Ron? I'd like to know that. What's going on, Ron? Fucking clothesline. I want to throw you off the ropes and clothesline you. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, well, if you want to do that, put on some makeup, put on your tights, and then we can you can do that.
Go ahead, Ron.
Darnell Wood said, "What exactly does the scoring record mean to everyone? Does it mean that's the best score ever, or is it just a record to everyone? I think everyone just values it differently." That's a good question.
It's just you scored more points than everyone.
That's it.
It's just a moment that shows you what's possible, and it kind of stretches your imagination a little bit. Makes you think like, wow, that guy did that on that night. That's amazing. I was in that building. I watched that. This is where I was.
I just love the fact, Penn, that
I wonder how cheap those tickets were, because that's Miami, Washington. I wonder
Mars, you could have, and I've gone to
$6.
You probably could have got.
They might have paid you.
Did he mean the all-time scoring record or Bam scoring record?
Mars,
the all-time scoring record is that holds so much more weight to me.
Mars, you an influencer at this point. You could have gotten paid to go to that game for sure.
Those people who paid for those tickets, knowing how cheap they were, definitely got their money's worth.
Yes, they did.
Definitely got their money's worth. All the people complaining on the timeline about the fouling and stuff, guarantee everyone in that arena
didn't care. Other than Bam didn't want his team to foul, but everyone else, guaranteed they didn't care. They wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer the super chat, the scoring record is something special. Like it's nothing more, nothing less than that. It's something special, something that I'll always hold in high regards, regardless of who did it. Like the player who I think is the worst player in the league, I won't say his name. If he came out and did it tomorrow, I would hold him in a high regard for that one night. He went on to put on a special performance.
Mars, just so you know, tonight Milwaukee is in town. You can get in the building for $17.
That's more, and that's Giannis.
Yeah, you can get in the building for $17.
Now imagine how much you have to pay to get in to see Bilal Koulibaly.
But the Lakers, however, Ron, I need $155 just to get in the building. I need $155 just to get in the building. That ain't talking about sitting on the floor.
Luka, Brown, and Reeves, man.
Yeah, I need almost $200 to get in the building. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron.
Bob Solo said, I don't want this season to end, man. We are having the most historic season. MVP talks, old heads being an issue for the young Gunners. Magic gets a full season with this roster. Deadly with Franz. Go New York, go.
Didn't he just get Franz back in the lineup, I think, if I'm not mistaken?
Nah.
I keep confusing him with his brother. I'm sorry. They did not.
Mo came back.
Yeah, Mo came back.
Franz doesn't really have
Franz might only be back before the play. I don't even know.
Franz doesn't have a timetable, so we don't know what's going on, to be honest. And Anthony Black is out now as well.
Yep.
All right, the next super chat is from John Claude. John Claude said, not enough being said about Ron flip-flopping.
Uh-oh.
Dude said in the offseason, Charlotte was over Portland and underrated. They would sweep Portland and cooking. Now he's saying they not moving me. Nigga, they doing what you predicted.
you were Hornets FC?
But I mean, all of you guys were lower on Portland. But you know what actually happened? First off, both things are true in this super chat. Both things are true. But you know what actually happened?
What happened,
hey, Mars, you know that one thing that you talk about all the time? I was just early on it, and then you guys started paying attention, and these guys got good, and then you started overrating them.
So then you have to be on the other side.
Exactly. Okay. You know. Thank you, Mars.
I still don't think we've given the Hornets. Well, I'm not gonna say we haven't given the Hornets enough love. I still think people look past them too much. But I also haven't liked the way they played in the last few games, regardless of if they've been winning or not. Last few games, I haven't really liked.
Yeah, they beat Portland. I did see that.
But they did. I didn't watch that game, but they did beat Portland. So
shout out to Con Knipple, man.
And it's also true. Portland or Charlotte would sweep Portland.
Game-winning game-winning charge.
You don't got to win in the game, Ron?
Charlotte did sweep the series. They won both games this year. But yeah, shout out to Con though. Con, I think we're at the point where Con is the rookie of the year. I think he's gonna win it.
Really?
Shout out to him. Yeah,
I just looked at the rookie ladder. Maxime Renault is fifth.
Shout out to him.
Damn. I've been watching Kings games recently. I'm not going to pretend.
He's good though.
I have not watched one. I don't think I watched one Sacramento game this year.
He was 6.
Oh wow!
I'd be lying, Mars, if I said I watched one. I don't think I watched one Sacramento game.
He was 16th.
Nah, you watch one.
He was 16th on my big board when he fell to the second round. I was like, man, someone's gonna get so lucky picking up Maxime Renault.
He's been good from what I've seen. Yeah,
he's a good player.
If I did, Damien, I don't remember. I'm sorry. If I did,
it was early days in the season.
Yeah, I don't remember. If I did watch a
yeah, there's certain teams that they come off the watch list late in the year. Like the Kings, you're not on the watch list right now. No disrespect. I got better things to do.
I'm only watching playoff teams right now. Y'all do what you will with that. Y'all can be mad at me.
You care about New Orleans, Ron?
I will watch you.
Hey, put some respect on New Orleans. They've been climbing the standings a little bit.
Shout out to DeJounte Murray too. We see what you did to those dinosaurs last night.
All the talk about Tatum, DeJounte's come back from an Achilles and he hasn't looked bad. DeJounte's come back, and now he obviously took longer. I'm not saying compare him to Tatum, but what I am saying is
he's a dog.
DeJounte's looked quite good coming back from an Achilles tear. So I don't know. Maybe the Achilles isn't the death sentence it used to be. Maybe.
Them South Seattle boys build different. But LeVar B. Ballin sent through a super chat and said, Penn and Real Talk should be friends. They are both corny as F. When it comes to Beans, 80 or to Ben's, to Bam's 80. What?
I refuse to believe that was an accident.
What?
You flagrant for that bullshit right there.
Yeah, you're flagrant. Yeah, Ron. Yeah.
To Beans? What?
Well, it's Bam's.
to Bam's 83. Yeah. Kobe would be so disappointed with Real Talk and Penn babying him. These Kobe fans do not understand the Black Mamba mentality.
You mean the same?
Yeah, but
Kobe
you
Bryant,
do.
The same Kobe Bryant who said when he was around that these records should be celebrated. He's the same one who said that. He's the same one who praised James for passing him on a scoring list. It was the day before he passed away, by the way. Who praised him, but he'd be so disappointed. Give me a break.
Shit. Well, if Bam passed Kobe on all-time scoring, I wonder if he'd be happy.
Logan Sparks 23 sent through a $9.99 super chat and said, Scott Sterling. If you know, you know. I don't know who's Scott Sterling.
I don't know.
I thought he meant Scoot. I assumed he meant Scoot.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who that is.
Shout out Scoot Sterling. It's 2 O's, not 2 T's if you're talking about Scoot, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
But
Scott Sterling is according to Google, is a fictional viral video character.
I'm going to assume he meant Scoot. Yeah, I'm going to assume he meant Scoot.
Shout out Scoot because it's probably Scoot because he had a big game.
Yeah, because Scoot's name is Sterling. He's just called Scoot, but his name is Sterling. So I just assumed he meant Scoot.
But if you are talking about Scott Sterling, Logan, can you please clarify what we need to know about Scott Sterling? But shout out to Scoot Sterling and shout out to Scott Sterling. Another super chat from Gerald. My man Gerald or Jerryality. Shout out my man Jerryality. Jerryality said, laughing my ass off. Now we calling Bam Adebayo just a regular NBA guy? Get the fuck out of here, Penn. This guy is a top 50 player who dropped 83. Why is this deep? Or why is it this deep? You better be consistent for every high-scoring game in the future.
Yeah, I've seen this argument way too many times. I love OG Anunoby. If OG Anunoby broke this record, I'd be happy for OG. I'd be happy for myself as a Raptor fan. I would hate it for the NBA if OG did this. It's just weird. I don't know. You put energy behind certain guys. You want them to achieve certain milestones. These milestones mean something for the storytelling of the NBA. I'm sorry. Moments define the NBA. People wanted to act like, chill. It's like what you say with the accolades. A guy winning an MVP over another guy. That's a story. That's a story. Jokic winning over Embiid, Embiid winning over Jokic. This is a story. So how you end those stories, it has to be satisfying. It has to make sense. And I think sometimes the NBA doesn't make sense.
Dre, I always call you Dre, so we're just going to stick to this at this point. Dre knows ball. Mars responded to you earlier, but we're going to go ahead and read your $9.99 super chat. Dre knows ball said, Mars, Damian, Swiper, and Ron. I can't believe you guys say 83 is 83 when the entire point of what people are saying is what Bam did opens the gates for a Wemby to score 100 in a 30-point loss. You okay with that?
Yes.
If someone scores 100, they score 100. Like, are we serious?
Mars, you can't. If you score 100, Mars, you can't. You got to do it against Oklahoma City. Like, if you score 100, you got to do it against Wemby. Like, you can't do it against. You can't do it against a bad team.
People are struggling to comprehend how big of a number 83 is. That's what this is a massive number, man.
Crazy.
I watched the Suns as a team score less than 83 like 3 weeks ago. I watched the Suns score less than 83 in a game.
77 in the game. That happened.
Bam scored more than that himself.
92 only yesterday?
Yeah, who used to score like 92, 93 yesterday? Like, Bam lost by 10 to the Rockets yesterday.
He actually outscored Washington in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He did that.
Okay, so Damian.
83 is 83, man.
Damian, do you know that, okay, so over in Canada, they have this thing called Camp Kearney. And it's like this really massive part of land. And they told us the story about how this massive park was sold for $7 way back when, right? Yeah. Over here, we have this neighborhood, Regent Park. In the 60s, was developed for $5 million. Right now, you probably can get 2 condos. The point here is the numbers always require context. So let me give you some context. Bam scored 83 points. His team scored 150. Represent that as a ratio. Kobe scored 81. His team scored 122. Represent that as a ratio. Why should that not be the number that you focused on?
Because
why should that number, the percentage of points scored, not be the number that we're focused on when we're considering how much scoring has gone up in the NBA? Why is there no discount added to it? Why is there no mathematical? Why is there no critical evaluation? Here's what I hate. I hate when anytime basketball discourse shuts down actual discourse, which is to say critical thought. Critical Thought says when you score 83 points against an absolutely bullshit team, Kobe scored against a better team, way better team. First of all, had actual legit NBA players across the board who were veterans and a young star coming up. It wasn't forced, didn't get a whole bunch of free throws, and he scored a much larger percentage of his team's points. But right now, I got to see Kobe fans really upset because Bam passed him up. I want to be clear from my calculus on how I rate this. He hasn't passed Kobe.
So that to me, what you just said to me sounds like you just enjoyed Kobe's more. But the fact of the matter is,
I'm a Raptor fan. I hated Kobe's 81, dude. It's the most traumatic moment of my life.
Performance for performance. I'm saying for performance, you maybe you just enjoyed Kobe's more, man. But 83 is 83. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, man.
So
like 83 is 83.
Damien, in a game, let's just say hypothetically, there's a game where the one team scores 200 points, right? Sure. Everyone's gonna have huge numbers in that game. Everyone.
Someone has 100.
Not necessarily.
I mean, pretty necessarily. Obviously, you got to divide up 200 points by one team.
But
so someone's going to have 50.
But if someone
we had that game where the Clippers and the Kings played and everyone had high-scoring games. We understand that. 83 points is a hell of a lot of points.
But it doesn't matter. Even if a team scored 100 and somebody scored 50, that is ridiculous. So if somebody scored 100 of 200 points, you're scoring 50% of your team's points. That's outrageous. And it like, we got to stop comparing and contrasting everything. Bam's 83 might not be equal to anybody's game over 65. Let's say that's the case. So, still incredible.
He the brokest billionaire. He the brokest billionaire. Bam the brokest billionaire, I guess. Like, there's no way I just heard ratios for an 80-point game. Like, there's no way.
The percentage of
Bam Adebayo scored. Joe, you'll appreciate this. Bam Adebayo scored 55% of his team's points, which is very impressive and quite historical. Michael Jordan did that many times. But Kobe Bryant scored 66% of his team's points. So I can't think of two players in NBA history who've done that. That's my point.
But is it?
That is an important point. And that is an important point.
Who here said Bam had a better game than Kobe? Who here said Bam? Who anywhere has said Bam has had a better game than Kobe? Who said that?
I feel the collective crash out online is largely because people are putting Bam and Kobe in the same conversation, and there's a lot of people who are deeply annoyed by that. Some people are downright hurt by it. Some people are crying about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying it is a false comparison when you compare a guy who took 43 free throws and shot below 50% to get 55% of his team's points and say he just passed the guy who took, 20 free throws and scored 66% of his team's points in a different era. We have to look, Mars and Swiper, actually. Y'all both analytically driven. I think you speak about the numbers, you speak about per possession, you think about all this stuff. Why does per possession only matter until it matters? This is why it matters. Context dependent records is why it matters. It matters.
All right, fellas.
Yeah. We gotta move on to the next super chat. In a game because in 05 they shot less threes than in 2019 when Clay broke the record. Donyell Marshall actually has the record.
All right.
The point.
POA defense.
I never said it did. I'm agreeing with the point. I'm saying Donyell Marshall has the record. That's what I'm saying. But go ahead.
POA Defense FC sent through a $9.99 super chat and said, Penn is actually yapping. I can speak for everyone about 25 and younger. Being able to see 80 plus live after missing out on Kobe doing it live was one of the best sports moments I've ever seen, and I loved it.
25 and younger. Let's see. So in 2006, you were in kindergarten. If you was 25 years old, you were in kindergarten. Get the hell out of here.
Shout out to everybody that's 25 and younger tapping in. You guys finally got your Kobe moment. Kobe in Toronto moment. Bam against the Wizards. Shout out to Bam, man. Average Joe sent through a $10 super chat and said, Ron, yeah, my super chat is just $10, but don't call it smaller. Use a different word. Damn, you've been high and mighty since the Super Bowl.
Ron, how about just less, Ron? How about that? How about less?
Oh, call them Lesters?
How about that? How about
all right.
Okay.
Shout out to all my $10 Lesters. I appreciate you guys for sending that.
And Mars, since we on ratios, I wonder how many players have scored 60% of the team's points and half their rebounds.
Was that Will?
That's what Chamberlain did.
I figured.
So
no, but we got to tax that too because the game was too fast. So his 100 is actually like 12.
All right, well, I got another Lester super chat from Hoops Never Stops. Hoops Never Stops said, I just think the idea that if an all-time player doesn't hold a record, it means it's less. It's just wild. It's good for the sports. It's good for the sport that a non-superstar can have a historic night. Just appreciate basketball.
I can get with that.
That's what I was saying before, man.
I could get with that. Yes, I could definitely get with that.
People are using this to get on their moral soapbox. Trying to shut down discussions
Ben, we're
that
not
absolutely are happening. Yes,
we're not trying to be elitist like you. Just so you know, everybody that doesn't drive a Benz doesn't mean that they're not good people. Does not mean that they ain't living good. They living good.
Chill. We all want certain outcomes.
I'm doing great.
We all want certain outcomes to happen. I'm sure you would love to pull up a scratchy lottery tomorrow and win $20 million, right?
Hey, I wouldn't mind that.
You'd be happy if your neighbor won it too, right?
That wouldn't bother me neither.
You'd be happy if that distant cousin that you kind of don't like won it?
That wouldn't bother me neither.
But I guarantee you prefer one of those outcomes over the others, right?
You know what I prefer? I prefer if I actually did it. But if I didn't do it, I'm not hating the fact that you did it. No, absolutely not.
I think that's where I'm at.
And I'm not just going to buy a whole bunch of tickets after you did it.
I don't hate. Okay, now winning the lottery is a false equivalence because that's luck. But you know,
I mean, this is a little bit of luck. But I will say this. I don't hate that Bam did it. I just would have loved if 80 other guys had done it before him. That's it.
All right, we got another Lester chat from the People's 23. The people said, I believe the way that Kawhi is playing, they can knock off the Spurs. Also, who would win in a 7-game series all time? OKC, all-time OKC versus all-time Spurs.
Is all-time OKC including the Sonics or just OKC?
It's just OKC.
Yeah, we not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Russ, Harden, Paul George, KD, Chet.
Spurs.
With like Steven Adams off the bench.
Serge Ibaka probably.
So Ray Allen doesn't count. That's tough. Mm-hmm. Who else? Did I say Shea? I said Shea, right?
I say Shea.
Shea, my bad. Shea starting. My bad. I just forgot about Shea. Shea, J-Dub.
Serge Ibaka.
You said Serge.
Did you say Serge? Oh
yeah.
Serge. Chris Paul.
Nick Collison.
Nick Collison has to be there.
Can we get some guidelines? Like dudes who played there for 5 minutes? No. No, we're not doing that.
Does Paul George count?
Paul George counts. He was there for 2 years.
Yeah, right. Chris Paul was there for 5 minutes. No, we're not doing that.
He was there the whole season.
Give a break, Mars.
He was there the whole season, and he's on the team. Like, I'm sorry, Chris Paul is like the third best point guard they've ever had.
We could throw him Chris Paul.
It's Shea, Russ, and Chris Paul. That's the 3 best point guards they've ever had. Chris Paul is on the team.
Chris Paul would be third string point guard. Okay. No, he'll be backup point guard.
I thought he meant 5.
And then Spurs have so much more history. That's unfair. Spurs would have Tony Parker. They'd have George Gervin. They'd have Kawhi, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Wemby, Manu Ginobili, Alvin Robertson,
Stack.
Artis Gilmore.
You not putting LaMarcus Aldridge on that?
LaMarcus.
Sure. What would the starting lineups be for both teams? That's what I'm curious to know about.
Robinson, Duncan, Gervin, Manu,
Russ, Shea.
And you have prop coaching as opposed to Dagnall.
Russ, Shea, KD.
Russ, Shea, KD.
In my opinion, if I'm going with Shea starting, Paul George is starting, KD is starting. Those 3 are starting non-negotiable for me.
Russ?
Chet would start. So then the other spot would be between Russ and Harden. I'd go with Russ, but I also understand like the fit thing is interesting because Shea has the ball, Russ has the ball. It's interesting. So that's why it's all about continuity.
Oh, KD doesn't have the ball? No.
KD can play off the ball. So like for me, like I would probably just start guys who I think amazing.
Are you locked into the version that played for that franchise, or do you just get them at their best?
Yeah.
Tony Parker at the 1, George Gervin at the 2, Sean Elliott at the 3, David Rutten. I'm sorry.
Kawhi Leonard.
I'm sorry, Leonard.
Sean Elliott. I forgot Shea. You can forget Kawhi. It's okay. I forgot Shea.
I forgot. Kawhi Leonard at the 3. Kawhi Leonard at the 3. Duncan at the 4. David Robinson at the 5. Coming off the bench. Alvin Robinson. Mike Mitchell was fantastic. He played with George Gervin. He was a consistent 20+ a game guy.
Wemby at the 5, Joe.
Artis Gilmore plays. Artis Gilmore.
Oh no.
Artis Gilmore.
Someone scored 71. Remember that 71.
Artis Gilmore also played for the Spurs too, so either
Artis Gilmore.
Yeah, Artis Gilmore too. So I would like that matchup. I would definitely like that matchup.
Give me the Spurs, man. You get 3 of the best rim protectors of all.
Yeah, I think they get.
I probably got the Spurs. Just the interior presence is too much. But
plus, you
the
got
perimeter skill from OKC is ridiculous.
I think Manu and George Gervin and Kawhi Leonard is a nasty 1-2-3.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
I know one thing. I got Manu starting at the point guard, and I got Wemby starting at the 3.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I might take all-time Spurs over all-time anybody.
Okay, relax. The Lakers
I know the Lakers exist, but like you're talking about the 3 of the best rim protectors of all time on the same team, alongside one of the best.
We have Kareem, Wilt, and Shaq. Like we're not gonna act like we don't have monster rim protection.
Yeah, but our bigs can shoot.
They can't all play at the same time, surely.
They can all shoot. Hold on, all our bigs can shoot. And they're all elite rim protectors.
None of them can guard Shaq, and none of them can guard Kareem. And we have LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and Magic Johnson.
But you have
and Jerry West.
You have aged
and Elgin Baylor. What are you talking about?
You have aged LeBron James
and Luka Doncic getting people water.
Shit, we have Luka. What are we talking about?
Hey, Luka back there getting people water. Defending the water jug for once in his life. But all right, y'all.
I should think before I speak.
We got to move on. Julius Irvin, shout out Dr. J, said, I agree, Mars, but Bam, 40 points in the second half on 7 of 19 is bad to watch. Yes, he got 83, but it's tainted. That's all we are saying. If the second half looked like the first half, different story. Last 6 minutes was cringe and a try hard.
To be fair, and he tried as hard as he tried.
Like Bam went 1 for 6. After he had 77, he was 19 for 37 with 77.
And he was exhausted as well.
He went 1 for 6 when they started triple teaming and quadruple teaming him, which, like, yeah, that hurts the percentages and whatnot. But we know, like, that man had 77 on like 53% shooting. Like, I don't know. However, you guys want to slice it, he had one of the.
They completely just leaving out the other stuff, like the last, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Now that's indicative of the entire game. No, it wasn't.
Exactly.
No, it was not.
Thank you.
It was not.
That shit he was bricking threes after the first quarter for sure. Yeah, he could have bought three after that.
All right, the next super chat is from Brian Cook. Brian Cook said the Clone Wars was no masterpiece. I'm a fan of the show, but it does ruin the lore through its attempts to expand the Force. Still, great life lessons to learn and astounding saber fights.
Swipe, I will die on that hill. I would love to get behind you with this. You can't just use the Force, man. You can't just use the fucking Force. You can't do it. No.
Yeah. Clone Wars is great television.
You have to have some sort of training in the. I can't just go into my inner ninja and start doing backflips right now. No.
I hated the Clone Wars, to be honest, but that's just me though. Oh, we got another Lester chat, but from a more greater Hall of Famer. D&E MLV sent through $9.99 and said, I'm a Clippers fan, but the Clippers were never supposed to be 6-21 talent-wise. I can't give too much credit for them digging themselves out of the hole that you made for yourself.
Mars
that's my principle.
Mars stands on
you
that.
Get out of a hole you dug yourself. Shout out to you for getting out the hole, but the fact that you were in the hole in the first place is also the problem.
Mars stands on that.
You can deserve blame for digging yourself into the hole, but you deserve credit for digging out of it because a lot of people don't bounce back.
I just don't give you extra credit. That's it. I just don't give you extra credit.
And you do not.
You get credit. Like you set the house on fire and then you put it out and no one's hurt.
Like when you're supposed to be but chill, like when you're supposed to be the state champion and everyone's saying you're going to be the state champion and you're down 40 like 30 points at the half and you come back, to me that showed that you didn't quit. And it's a lot harder to come back from a 30-point deficit than people realize. So like you face an upward momentum and all that shit. So I don't know. I think it would have been so easy for the Clippers to quit on this season. They didn't. They deserve a lot of credit for it.
And they couldn't because they don't own their pick.
I mean,
yeah, that's why
the Pelicans don't own their pick. They had,
the Pelicans are trying to hoop now. The Pelicans,
they're trying, man.
For the Pelican standards, after their horrific start, they've been closer to just a regular bad team, not a historically bad team. So
sure,
they're trying. So, out to them.
Yeah,
but that is true though. Like the Clippers The Clippers start to the season was inexcusable. Like that is true though.
I had them missing the playoffs.
The Pelicans started the season 3-22. By the way, that's how bad they started.
Yes,
they've gone 19-23 since then. So they're just a regular below average.
Not bad.
Since they're horrific.
Not bad.
So like, it's obviously not the Clippers, but they've also turned their season around relative to their standards pretty similarly.
They're trying to put it together. Yeah,
they still start 22-45, but that's because their horrific season started the season. Since then, they've been about 500, which is terrible.
Swiper, we might be able to blow through these super chats if you help us out.
Yeah, with you, man.
Let's see here. Let's get to the big ones first. Make sure we can appreciate everybody's money. Sell talks too much in our super chat. Scotty playing horrible, and I keep hearing about his defense get a bucket. You can't go 4 or 14 versus against the Pelicans while battling for seeding. Shout out to Bane. Shout out to P5 Franz. I miss you. Yeah.
I seen a stat that said post All-Star break, Brandon Ingram's net rating is -28.
Yeah, I did say that as well.
Hey, Mars, that ain't true. That's not a fact. That can't be a fact.
I'm here asking Penn because I don't know if that's
that can't be a fact. No way.
I did say that as well.
He's not that bad.
I don't know. Like maybe his plus minus -28, but his actual net rating
ain't no way he that bad.
No
way.
Yeah,
post All-Star break, ain't no way he that bad.
That.
His net rating is -28.
Someone said that, and I did not verify it, but I can tell you that going into the fourth quarter, I think yesterday I tweeted out that Brandon Ingram over the last 5 games was -59, not net rating, just simple plus minus, and Scotty Barnes was like plus 15.
I've verified.
It's crazy. It's crazy that they actually play in the same team in the same lineup so often, because the Raptors are so much better when it's just Scotty with like 4 bench players or 3 bench players. Ingram and Scotty just it's oil and water right now. It's really sad.
Since the All-Star break, plus 12, plus 10, -23, 1, 11, -7, -27, 5, -18, -25. But
that's nasty.
I don't think that can equal out to a -28 net rating, but it does equal out to negative. I'd assume maybe the on-off is -28. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe it was on-off. Yeah.
Let's just focus on the negative part. The number don't really matter. It's just negative. All right. The next super chat is from Tupac Westside. Tupac said, "Good morning, gentlemen. The Timberwolves are going to have serious problems in the playoffs if the perimeter guys don't lock in on D. Also, should Muggsy Bogues be in the Hall of Fame? I think so.
Why should Muggsy Bogues be in the Hall of Fame?
Why not?
He's the Hornets all-time assist leader. And he's the shortest player in NBA history.
And he's got the best assist turnover ratio in NBA history, by the way.
I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I have strict criteria for Hall of Fame, but if he were to make it, I would understand it. Like the fact that you're the shortest player in NBA history and you had like a 15-year career, and you're the franchise, you lead a franchise in a top 5 statistical category. I could understand
too. He could play.
And it wasn't tough neither, Mars. Just so you know, when he came into the league, he was the all-time assist leader in ACC history. So, like, it translated.
Where'd he go? He went to Wake Forest, right?
Yeah, he went to Wake Forest. So it translated from college to the pros.
I love Muggsy Bogues. I watched him with the Raptors. Really, really cool. You know, to watch him with the no-look pass, and he, fake out a whole team. But let's be for real now. He averaged 7.7 points per game in his career. Like, can we just?
How many assists did he average?
7.6. And he played 890 games.
Draymond gonna make the Hall of Fame averaging like 7 and 7.
I think his best year was 10 and 10. Yeah, from memory.
Draymond, what did Draymond average?
Yeah.
8 and 5. Hey, come on, man. Get in there. What we talking about? Get in there, Muggsy. Come on, man. I believe in you.
The next Leicester chat that we have is from Dub Ballout Highlights. Dub Ballout said, "Pin, please shut up. If it was Shea, Luka, or Jokic, you'd be completely fine with it. Let's cut it out and praise Bam for what he did. Also, what are y'all's thoughts on what is going on with Bridges?"
I would also be fine with Cade doing it. Also be fine with KD doing it.
You'd be fine with Cade?
Absolutely.
Oh. Would you have been fine if Cade did it 2 years ago?
Yeah, that would have made me look really, really stupid real quick. But thankfully, I have adjusted my Cade take since then. So now I'd be perfectly fine with him doing it. No, I would be fine with anyone the league had, any person that the league has put stock into it being next up. I'd be really cool with them doing, because it'd be a great storyline. That's it.
He's talking about Mikal Bridges, whoever his last 4 games is averaging 5 points.
Yeah, he's stunk it up. I think it's not even last 5. I think it's even more. But
Well, they had this
He had
time
a good
of
game
year.
against the Spurs when it was him and Wemby, and they won that game. But since then, it hasn't been great.
Damn, Mikhail.
We got the conference tournament going on in Madison Square Garden. So they're on that West Coast road trip. I think that we had, if I'm not mistaken, this was around the same time last year. He actually got busy. Yeah, he was getting busy last year when they went on that West Coast road trip. This is the time of year that they do it too, because the Big East tournament is in Madison Square Garden. So
we'll keep a close eye on Mikhail, see how the Knicks are playing and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
The next Lester chat we got is from IRL Time 98. IRL Time said, I've been telling y'all about guys like Penn and Carson. These advanced stat guys look at the game through the lens of a skybox, the stat sheet, and a computer. No love for the game, just numbers.
I will say I didn't expect to hit box plus minus for an 80-point game. I didn't expect that. But
it didn't surprise me though.
That's the first time I looked it up. I promise you. That's the first time I looked it up.
I didn't expect
the first time I looked it up. I was just curious. I'm like, you know what? I don't even know Kobe's box plus minus for his 81-point game. I guarantee it was above 12.
Probably the best game of his career. I mean,
it's probably. Let me guess. 22, 21, 25, something like that. I'm gonna guess. That's just a guess. You know what?
Plus minus.
You know what would be an amazing storyline turn? If Kobe Bryant fans right now just became really big fans of the box plus minus stat.
His box plus minus was 33.6.
There we go. And that's my fucking point. Bam was below 10. But y'all want to say he passed him. That's my point. It matters how you do this shit.
He did pass. He scored more points than him. Right?
Plus minus.
There's no opinion to this.
Chill. It's not plus minus. It's box plus minus. It's a different thing.
It's a box score stat that determines how impactful you are over the course of a game.
Exactly. Allegedly.
It's based on box score statistics and all of those type of things.
Yes, and we are praising a box score statistic, which is 83 is greater than 81. And what I'm saying is 33 is greater than 9.8.
Two things can be true. Kobe played better than Bam.
Way better.
Bam scored more points than Kobe.
Not Kobe played better. No. Not Kobe played better.
Kobe played way better than Bam. That's fine.
And scored
everyone up here, I think, is fine with that statement.
To the points that were scored.
You prefer Kobe's performance, right?
Everyone does. Who here preferred Bam's performance over Kobe's?
Me. We got to move on to the next super chat.
There you go.
What you got, Ron?
No one else. Like, there you go. Like, what are we talking about?
Smooth Criminal said, Bam was 28 years old in 235 days old on March 10th. Kobe was born on the 235th day. Kobe was 47 years and 199 days old. Bam born on 199th day. 1 in 365 odds. He passes Kobe's 81-point streak on the day their births align.
Ban him right now. Ban this crap.
Shout out Smooth Criminal, man. Hey.
Interesting.
To dig that up and put all those facts together.
Brother. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Bonafide Chat Goofy said, Penn afraid of getting framogged?
I don't know the new lingo these days.
What does that mean? What is framogged?
Framogged means he's been hanging around 4chan, probably.
I still don't know what you're getting at, but Penn afraid of getting framogged by Swiper at a PC event. He'd rather stay home and goon to Scotty Barnes. Your Puma hat sucks. Ever since you sat on it and got them creases.
Okay, so context. Framogged means like someone being more muscular or bigger than you, outshining you in that significant moment. So am I afraid of Swiper basically walking past me and just completely blipping me out because he's taller than me? And no, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care. I've been hanging around people who are bigger than me my whole life. I played basketball as a 5'11" point guard. That's the point of gooning on Scotty. Like, bro, like, grow up. I don't know. That's what I say to you. Grow up.
You grew up and go goon on somebody too.
And you know what? The next time you have $10 of disposable income, which might be for a few months, I don't know. Like, but the next time you do, ship me a new hat.
Yeah. Penn, next time you think about sending a Lester chat, send Penn a hat.
Is it the same? Is it the same hat every day, or you got like 7?
I have 6 different hoodies, but I do have one hat.
Okay.
It gets washed every month. Don't worry.
No. I was just curious.
These people are like legitimately worried about the hat. I promise you, one day this shit is going on eBay and selling for like $900. It's gonna be like
MJ Green. MJ Green said the problem isn't who broke the record. The problem is how it was done. Yes, we want someone to break it, but fouling and intentionally missing free throws? ? What about the integrity of the game? Huh, fellas? Does that matter?
One free throw on purpose. Like, I don't. He missed one. They fouled twice. Bam said don't foul, by the way. They fouled twice intentionally, and they missed one free throw intentionally. There's no way 3 possessions bother you that much. Like, there's just no way.
They bothered you a lot. That's why you brought it up 4 times yesterday.
Because that's the argument people were making against the game. And I was saying that they intentionally fouled. I actually said once. That was my mistake. They intentionally fouled twice. And Keyshawn Johnson missed 1 free throw on purpose. By the way, Bam didn't even benefit from the missed free throw. Just so you know. Like, they didn't even get the rebounds. So they didn't even work. But yeah, I guess 3 possessions bother people to this degree.
Julius Irvin sent through a $9.99 super chat and said, so if that rebound for Ricky Davis was counted for his triple-double, would y'all praise it as such, or would it be an asterisk? The way Bam got his last couple points to pass 81 was no different.
You do understand that rebound, he shot the ball at their basket. He shot the ball at his own basket.
Exactly.
What are you doing, man?
Chill. You remember?
But we all acknowledge.
You remember Andre
way past the record.
He 100% did that, no doubt.
Everyone acknowledges
Blatch trying to get triple double. Do you remember Andre Blatch trying to get a triple double? Do you remember that? That was the most disgusting shit I've ever seen.
When we're getting close to something, then Ron, let's move on. Because when we're getting close to something, like, we do whatever we can to get there. That's part of it.
Everyone acknowledges there was stat padding that happened. Like, when Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for the first time, you can call a spade a spade. There was some stat padding.
Yes.
It was still historic when he did it. That doesn't change that. It was historic. And he won an MVP for it.
People want to come up and say NBA don't play no defense. Guys take too many threes. Guys are soft. Guys are this. But then Bam's 83. Oh, 83 is 83. Man.
Well, I mean, all of that's true.
Y'all disappointing.
But Tupac Westside
can be true. I don't know.
In a $10 super chat, I believe Tupac Westside put it all together. He said, sure, it would be great if SGA, Joker, or any superstar does it. Sure, the entire game wasn't pretty. It doesn't mean Bam shouldn't get props or that Kobe's being disrespected.
Neither of those things are my case. I just said it would be better for the league if those guys did it.
It was a disservice to the league that Bam did it.
Yep.
Ironically, Average Joe agrees as well. He said it's a disservice to the sport because of how it was done. The fourth quarter especially. The last 5 minutes of the game were extremely goofy, and goofy shit is met with goofier responses.
Well, I'm glad this has provoked a lot of super chats.
That's not your point, though, Pen. That's not your point, though, Pen. That super chat's not your point. Your point is that Bam doing it is disrespectful to the league, not the fashion in which he did it.
It is the fashion.
So if Bam did it legit, would you still be here crying about it?
No, not at all. If Bam had shot above 50%,
all that story stuff is nonsense.
No. Yeah. The story of the game absolutely comes down to who did it, how he did it. Who and how are both important. That's why I brought up that he was below 50%. That's why I brought up his box plus minus after the fact. That's why I brought up who he did it against in terms of like the late game stat padding. All of that stuff goes into the context of how he did it. If he goes tomorrow against Victor Wembanyama and he scores 50, that is easily the most impressive game of his career if it's a close game. There has to be some context. Has to be. Y'all running for a got you moment. You don't even know my point. Sad.
I've heard it many times for an hour.
Well, Average Joe's point is that we need to stop making this about Kobe. That 83 game was basically Stranger Things. Great show, but that ending, final season, tainted the show. It's a movie/show that was really good until the end.
I haven't seen it.
If Bam wasn't getting triple teams at the end, I don't think you would have seen what you saw.
I gotta run, fellas.
Later, Dame Dash.
No, bro.
Julius Irving with yet another $9.99 super chat said, if you break a record, do it honestly. Forcing those last 7 to 10 points the way he did was shameful. That's why people are upset. If he did it the right way, we tip our cap. Some of us still care about integrity. And it's a shame that you don't.
Bro, every sport does this. Michael Strahan broke the sack record till Brett Favre fell down, bro. Like, it's just every sport does this. Every sport does this.
Kobe added about 10 points to his 81 when the game was out of reach. That's what you do when you want to set the bar somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if I haven't watched the interview that inevitably happened after Kobe's 81. I wonder if anyone asked him about trying to catch Wilt's 78. I'm pretty sure that was a question. And I'm pretty sure it was evident that when Kobe had 71 and the game was out of hands and he stayed in to try to get as many points as possible, Wilt 78 was probably on his mind. Trying to set that bar as high as he could was probably on his mind. Did he stat pad at the end? Yes. Is that a problem? No. You know why? Because history was made that night. And sometimes in order to make history, stat padding has to happen. Did Bam stat pad?
Always.
Yes. Was history made? Yes. Does that make it more impressive than Kobe's game? No. Is that anything that anyone's argued? No. History was history.
Kobe didn't force anything, but he went to the free throw line for his last 10 points. Whatever, man. It is what it is. There's no winning this argument.
What up, Logan said, Mars and Penn, where would you want to see Boozer, Peterson, DeBansa, and Wilson go if you could rig the draft? Fellas, quickly, what teams would you want to see these guys play for?
Toronto. I want to see Boozer in Charlotte. I want to see Darren in Indiana. I want to see AJ in Brooklyn. And I actually don't know. I've never really thought about Caleb Wilson landing spots, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
I would love to see Caleb in OKC. And I would love to see AJ DeBonsa fall to the Toronto Raptors as the Raptors get bounced in the play-in. That would be beautiful. I will be the happiest. I will be insufferable. You'll have to fire me. Guaranteed. Raptors win the draft.
Ron actually doesn't have to. He doesn't have to read your super chat. Just worry about what the Pistons are going to do. Don't worry about Julius Randle, because you wasn't saying nothing about him earlier in the season. You weren't saying nothing about him when he was playing good, because he got this stretch where he's playing bad. Now you got an issue. Now all of a sudden, talk about his lazy ass, but you wasn't saying that earlier in the season when he was having an all-pro caliber season. But now you want to talk about his lazy ass. Just worry about your Detroit Pistons. Shut
you flip-flopping fool.
Fuck out of here.
Just a little flopper. Shadul 8102 said the Lakers 3 seed, Luka 32-8-8, leads an objectively worse team than Denver to a higher seed. Why isn't he ahead of Jokic, who's been trash since December?
Jokic hasn't been trash since December. That's
well, some of us make it different.
That's a cool way of framing it, because he missed the whole of January, but you make it seem like I respect that.
Trash at home? Okay.
All right, fellas, we are off the $10 super chats. Now we have 56 $5 super chats. Let's do it. Hunter TV said, out of respect for Wilt's record, SGA should score 19 points and ask to be subbed out.
Respectfully, no one really feels that way about Kobe is more beloved than Wilt.
No, I do. Since you made that point, the point that you made, I do think that Shea should do this. You made a startling point.
Okay.
DSG Piccolo said, hey, Penn, why did nobody on your team stick up for Jamal Shed? How did we get there? Also, Tatum playing tonight versus OKC, question mark?
I think he's going to play.
I don't really think it's a big deal about the Jamal Shed thing, but I do think it previews a window into how disconnected the Toronto Raptors are right now. And yeah, sure, I would have loved for Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes to give a shit about like one of the best dudes in the NBA getting snarled down like that. But I also I love DeJounte, and I know he's not a bad dude. And ever since he came back from the injury, he'd been really cagey about guys trying to grab him and stuff. And he felt like Jamal Shed trying to grab him, and he tried to explain that to Jamal. It's a whole bunch of nothing. A lot of people on social media tried to make it something bigger than what it is. It's not. It looked bad.
Tatum got ruled out. That's what I'm saying.
So he's not playing tonight. Damn.
I'm watching the last 5 minutes of Kobe's 81, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What's the score right now?
This is it's 98-113 with 3.5 minutes to go. And
that's still a game.
What game?
That's not trying to lose, by the way.
Yeah, in 06, you're gonna convince me a 15-point lead with 3 minutes is still a game.
Jalen Rose,
nice one. Yeah. We were like all the points you made about pace and efficiency of the air, all of that stuff. Now proves that a 15-point lead with 3 minutes to go, the game is over.
That game,
guys like JJ Redick have already said, back in that era, a 15-point lead going into the fourth
was when you brought out the bench unit because the game was over.
That's
So
a lie.
we're not about to lie and try and manufacture history.
That's a lie.
And tell us this was still a game.
That is a lie.
Unfortunately, we got to move on. We can't dive all into it.
Undeniably over. And there's nothing wrong with Kobe staying in when he had 72 in an already over game to get 9 more points and push that shit to A1. There's nothing wrong with it. We are not about to lie and say this shit was still a game. He was stat padding at the end, and that's fine.
Smush Parker can blow a 20-point game in 2 minutes. I guarantee you. He's trash.
Nice one. Yeah, you can try. That's no.
He trash.
All right.
See what's going on.
The next super chat I got is from Morpheus Chewy. Morpheus
isn't even on the court, by the way. Smush isn't even on the court.
I love D Mitch, but last night he lost us that game. Kept getting burned by the Silva's 3-pointers and was ball watching on defense. Disappointing showing by my Cavs.
It wasn't good last night. It wasn't. And they do miss Jared Allen too. Yes, they do.
I blame James Harden for all of this.
They definitely miss Jared Allen.
It's a shame. It's a shame, James. Dame Ron Lampkin. Shout out Dame Ron Lampkin said, Penn, Scotty Barnes ain't it. Shut down by Smellikins. JJ the best player. Hawks getting the 6th seed. Argue with your mama.
No, you argue with your mama. And I will also say this. Scotty Barnes has more blocks on this season than Evan Mobley. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Get real high off that.
Double team of behind the back. That shit was tough.
Lou Bangski. Plutoski. Shout out Lou Bangski. Lou Bangski said, Pete Bam's post All-Star numbers. I hate that his 83 is being compared to Kobe when we should just give Bam his flowers for finding his groove offensively.
Facts.
I think I said that even before even before the 83, he was averaging like 24 in his last 6. So the offensive aggression was ramping up.
24.
Yeah, no. No
for a stretch.
No one's
God.
Speaking of a stretch, Be True 2310 said Desmond Bane, since over his last 20 games, is at 24, 4-4 at 58, 47, 90 splits. And he's been really good since late November.
He has been.
Yeah, that's the numbers I laid out, the late November numbers.
He has been
22, 50, 49.
Shout out to him. There's some good splits. Hoops Never Stop sent through yet another super chat for $5 and said, respectfully, Penn showed us live. He is a casual. If you love basketball, you always appreciate history being made. Stop the narrative shit.
And it's not a casual. And I don't think you even need to address this, Penn, because you're not a casual.
But I do want to say that going into that game against the Washington Wizards, post All-Star break, Bam was averaging 21 points on 51.6% effective field goal percentage. Y'all want to lie and say he was finding his groove? Lie to yourselves. Lie to the mirror. Don't lie to us.
Or like the last super chat said, lie to your mama. Mr. Aboriginal sent through a super chat and said, chill. You think Clarissa Shields would beat Raleigh Romero in a sparring match? Also, what/who should the Rockets and Pistons trade for to improve?
Kawhi Leonard.
Not mad at that.
No, I don't think that.
Kobe White for both teams actually would have been good, but Kobe White definitely for the Rockets. And I like Dennis Schroeder for the Rockets too, or even Keon Ellis.
They are force feeding him the ball every time, by the way.
As they should.
As they should. Yes, as they should.
Adam West, the Bandit, said, I've never seen a playoff quitter get praised the way Kawhi does. Let it be one of those chubby bastards in LA or Denver. ... Sickening.
Playoff quitter. Wow.
He's not a playoff quitter. I watched the guy get injured for a team he had no interest in coming back to, a team that he knew he was leaving in an uphill battle, and I watched him play 2 entire series on one leg. So no, you're not going to call Kawhi Leonard a quitter.
SGA Clears sent through a $4.99 super chat saying, can we finally acknowledge Luka's not top 5? SGA, Jokic, Wemby, and Kawhi are better than him. Tired of people acting like Luka top 5. He's bottom of tier 2.
That's stupid. Luka's definitely top 5.
We got another Lester chat that just came in, a $10 super chat from Demise Harp. Hope I said your name right. Demise or Demise? Demise Harp said Kobe scored 81 a month after he scored 62 and 3/4 against the team that should have won the championship. So him stat padding was just making up for what he could have done multiple times already.
Yes. I'm convinced Kobe could have broken 90 multiple times.
He could have broken 90 in this game. He missed a couple threes that he probably won it back.
Especially that 62.
That Dame said when he scored 71. He's like, yeah, I missed some shots I should have made.
That 62 and 3/4. I think we could have got the 90 that day. He was rolling.
I'm just had 62 and 3/4 2 days ago, and here we are saying that the game doesn't count and it was rigged. So shit.
Yeah.
Average Joe sent through a $5 super chat and said summer is 101 days away. And some of y'all still acting like y'all in December. Lock in.
We here. It's almost playoff basketball. Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with y'all, man?
Mm-hmm. We here. We getting close to playoff basketball. Mm-hmm.
Avery B said, stop pretending Kawhi has been this level off. Always been efficient, but now he's putting up the volume. Had 8 40-point games before, and now 5 this season.
He just looks great. For me, he looks just great physically. I never questioned Kawhi Leonard's game, ever. He just looks great. He just looks physically. He looks great. I wondered sometime about him passing out of the double team, but other than that, I mean, physically he looks great.
He's just more aggressive this year, and I think he spoke about it. Just they need him to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
And he said he's never really been asked to do this before, but now that he's being asked to do it, he's doing it, and he's doing it at a level that some people didn't think he could. So I know I didn't expect this. I can say that. So
Joe, here's a fun little trivia point for you that I think you will really appreciate. In the 14 games leading up to Kobe's 81, you want to guess how many points he was averaging?
I'm going to guess off the top of my head. Up until those 14 games, he was averaging, let's say, 24.
38.
40.7.
So averaging 40. Wow.
He was averaging 35 that season.
He was averaging 40.7 in the 14 games leading up to 81.
Yeah. So he had it going. Yeah.
Insane.
He was averaging 30.
The whole year. He averaged 35 a game.
The
whole year. What we talking about?
Yeah. Well, he was averaging 35 a game that year. Right. I'm just figuring like
and
he might have been in a slump
to
make up for it.
And over those 14 games, the Lakers were 8-6. So they were winning basketball games, and they didn't exactly have the softest schedule during that time. They faced a lot of good teams. So,
Anime Spurs fan said Team USA lost to Italy, Ron. Swiper or chill? Explain, please.
No, I'm not going to explain that. It's baseball. No, we're not doing that. Go ahead. Next.
Yeah, Italy won the division, so Italy's good. And they beat Mexico last night, so Italy's clearly good. But also it's baseball, too. Like anything can happen in 9 innings. Bucket Architect sent through a super chat and said, this man Nico hated Luka for sure. Luka after coming to LA, Pelinka as GM, PR forever ruined, wife leaves him and files for custody and child support.
Kick a man when he down. This is awful. Kick a man when he down. Yep. Cheers to you, yo.
I would say don't marry for looks, man. I'm not even confirming that he did that, but he married a beautiful model. Just, I don't know, man. Marry someone you could talk to.
Artur Vieira said, is this Lester activity after sending through a $10.01 super chat? Well, see, it would be Lester activity if it was $10 or less, but you sent $10.01. So, my man Artur Vieira, you are not in the Lester crew.
He just stat padded. That's what he did. He just stat padded.
Appreciate that extra 1 cent, man. You tipped the scale. Swiper, you know about Lester activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Average Joe sent through a $5 super chat and said, Pin, respectfully, double respectfully, please stop bringing up Kobe. It's about how goofy it was. It's not about Kobe. Please stop.
It can be about two things.
Love Ferdina said, chill. Talk about how bad Julius has been for the past couple months. That's your man's, right? Talk about that laziness.
So talk about Dallas. Talk about them sorry ass Mavericks who I had in the Western Conference Championship. How about that? Fuck out of here. Fans make me sick.
Facts. Kenneth Thomas said, we need to stop this Bam slander. Give the man his flowers. If this was Scotty Barnes, Penn would say he is the next coming.
No, I wouldn't.
Penn, I promise you, if Jason Tatum did that, I would have been very difficult to deal with.
No, I would have been really happy for JT.
If Jalen Green did that, you guys would have to cancel the panel.
I'm trying to tell you something, Alls. If Jason Tatum went for 83, I would have been very
Jalen Green did that, you
with.
have to cancel the panel.
Very much so.
For the foreseeable future, or you have to ban me. Because you will never get a conversation off. Like, it will never happen. Like,
I would have been really difficult to deal with if Jason Tatum would have went for 83.
We will be talking about Jalen Green's 83 until someone breaks his 83. Like, we'd still be cancel the panel with Jalen Green.
I would have been hard to deal with. Very difficult to deal with if that was Jason Tatum.
Anime Spurs fan said, when are we getting a petition to the NBA to get Tim Duncan his quadruple double against the Nets?
That is
How do you think the NBA can retroactively give him his quadruple double? Because I watched that game like 2 weeks ago. He had a quadruple double. Like, it was a shout out to Kenyon Wine. He was like 3 for 17 in that game. But yeah, Tim Duncan has a quadruple double in the finals. Like, I operate off of that being true, regardless of what the stat sheet says. He got a quadruple double.
Same OG said in a $5 super chat, Wendell Carter Jr. is the perfect center for the team defensively and offensively. You can't have a center in the post where P5 and Franz want to drive and they're switching on defense. Needs Wendell Carter Jr.
But you also
sounds like they need Musa Diabate. That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
Tupac Westside said, don't hate Ron. Wrestling is not dope. HBK the GOAT.
Wrestling, he actually said wrestling is dope.
Oh, he said it's dope?
Yeah,
oh, my bad.
But then he followed it up with nonsense like Heartbreak Kid is the GOAT. He is definitely not the GOAT.
Shout out HBK, man.
Shout out to Kevin Nash.
Hoops never for sure. Shout out to Kevin Nash. Hey, shout out to the HBO and the WCW, NWO. Hoops Never Stop said, sports are entertaining, but it's not entertainment. Hashtag make sports great again.
What?
Oh, damn. He got a hat too?
I mean, yeah, I hear this argument that like sports are competition more than their entertainment.
Which
like,
is entertaining. And it's a part
of
but
like he's saying like I think he's arguing that like the point of playing the sport is not to entertain, is to compete. The people watching the sport are to be entertained. Yes. But that doesn't mean the sport itself is entertainment, it's competition. Well, I understand what he's saying. I think sports is both. I think it's entertainment and competition. But I think when you take away from competition to try and up entertainment, I think you're doing it wrong, in my opinion. I think competition should always be the first priority.
People go to see competitions, whether it's boxing, football, basketball. They go to these competitive events and they go to them as a form of entertainment. That's what they do. So,
yeah.
All right. Average Joe sent through a $5 super chat and said, hey, can y'all do a segment, preferably in the offseason, best hooper from each state? Can only pick one. Feels like it could be a solid series.
Ron, didn't we do this before? Like the best players from Houston. The best.
Yeah, we did the best players from each team.
Oh, I thought we. Okay, all right.
I'm not about to look up where people are from. I'm gonna be honest.
I like that just because it'd be a good conversation. We'll get people that are from those states and they'll be able to tell us who the best hoopers are. It'd be a good dialogue between us in the chat and us amongst ourselves. This summer we'll get around to something like that. Adding it to my notes right now. All right, the next super chat is from, well, first off, let me shout out some of these members. A lot of people joined up as members today. The first one was Mr. Aboriginal. We know Mr. Aboriginal. He taps in every now and then. Salute to Mr. Aboriginal. Boss Sanchez, 98, also became a YouTube member. Shout out to Boss Sanchez. MJ Green joined up as a member. Salute to you, MJ Green. Welcome to the family. Jerry Allity or Jarrell also joined up. Shout out to Jarrell. Appreciate you for coming through. We got another super chat from a guy that Swiper knows all too well because he be frying Swiper on the press box. Trent sent through a super chat and said, Pin, this ain't WWE, gang. We don't care about storylines. We don't care. Yo, it's Stray sent through a super chat and said, leave him in for the last 1 minute and 14 seconds. I don't understand just passing Kobe. That's my only issue.
I mean, I would have kept him in. I would have kept see if he could get to 87, 88. I would have done that. But I also understand just wanting to get to second all time and then leaving it there. I understand both sides.
Yes.
But I would have, once you're there, go for it. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, see where you can get to. Maybe you can get to 90. Maybe you can get to 86. Like, see where you can go.
Prada Fiend said, Penn sounds smart to dumb people. LOL. Right, Penn?
Yep. Also smart. Sounds smart to smart people, too. It's everyone on these.
And most people are dumb. So if you sound dumb to smart, if you sound smart to dumb people, you sound smart to most people. So it's not necessarily true.
That's true. LeVar B. Ballin said, Penn is a disgrace to basketball. The way y'all talk about NBA players, my bad. Real talk, you never took it this far.
You know what's really funny? Yesterday, I sent a members chat saying, real talk, it's not that deep. Someone changed his diaper and then came up here and took it deeper. My bad.
Yeah, you need your diaper changed?
No, see, what I meant to say was, it's not that deep. It's deeper. That's really what. But character limit. I couldn't say the whole thing. This is what I really meant.
Yeah. Well, I hope Real Talk changed his diaper between now and then. But we got a few new members. Shout out to Sinbad696 became a YouTube member, and shout out to Kenneth Thomas. Kenneth Thomas sent through a super chat. Salute to you for joining up, and also 1IV777. Live 777. Shout out to you for joining up. Appreciate you. Darnell Woods said the issue I'm seeing is that usually those in high scoring record books have the career and the PR to match, and Bam doesn't.
He has the weirdest 60+ point. I went through the list of all the 60-point games. He's definitely the weirdest name I saw. Like even Tom Chambers was averaging 27 the year he scored 60. Like it's the weirdest name for sure. I'm not even going to push back against that. He's the worst scorer on the list by a significant margin, too. I'd probably say.
It's like if the worst filmmaker you ever seen in your life breaks every single record and then wins an Oscar. You'd be like, man, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like you could be happy for it, but still, like, come on, man. This kind of cheapens every single Oscar that ever came before it. You know, and I think that people are just too quick to shut this down. People should have given some airs for this event, but people were too busy with their moral grandstanding of like, we need to celebrate the sport bullshit yesterday. No, you need to have a real conversation about how you feel about this. And not loving it does not make you a hater. So I give permission to everyone in the chat who's secretly hating, but is afraid to hate because they're like, oh, they're going to call me a hater of the sport. No, you're not a hater of the sport.
Not loving it isn't a problem. Saying it's a disservice to the sport is a problem. My opinion.
Hey, yo, Swiper, check the private chat. But we have another Leicester chat from Daddy Pigs. Daddy Pigs said, chill. Tatum would have stopped at 80 points just to text Kobe.
Tom Chambers had, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter.
And Tom Chambers has 6, count them all, 6 40-plus games previous to that 60-point game. So he was getting buckets.
Tom Chambers is an underrated player, man.
He was getting buckets, no doubt.
Hoops Never Stops said, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Y'all wasted the show today. Panel
Sorry,
Mars, you broke your rule and entertained the clown shit. I just came for basketball, shaking my head.
You're right. Hold me accountable on that one. That's my fault. My bad.
You just got an MBA in basketball story.
Take Bands $5 super chat said it was nasty hooch from a ninja trying to chase a record. Now, if he went out there and tore his ACL, what was you going to say to stop forcing people to respect this?
But he didn't get hurt, so
I was going to say, damn, that's unfortunate.
Kenneth Thomas 4327 $5 super chat. Can we stop the Bam slander? Give him his flowers. He scored 83 points. Penn only wants to tell the story of Scotty Barnes' greatness.
Definitely not true. Players are great.
And then we got 1X Steve, the GOAT, whatever, $5 super chat, 83 points at 83 points. Ugly game or not, we got to give Bam the credit he deserves.
And he deserves credit. Yes, he does.
Traylet, 4364 $5 super chat. Penn saw Real Talk on the pod yesterday and said, hold my beer.
I kind of feel bad for Real Talk right now because he woke up today feeling like he was completely opposed to me, and now we're on the sort of the same side, and he just like, nah, I gotta stay over here. We are definitely not on the same side. We just both kind of hated the same thing.
And then we got Jarrell, $5 super chat. NBA fans are hypocrites for real. They love killer mentality, but are offended at Bam dropping 83. Question mark. E.
No one's offended.
And Bam is a go hard dude too, by the way. He 100% plays hard. Yes, he does.
And then we got another $5 super chat. It's Zaber, $5 super chat. Somebody go find a clip of Pencil saying to embarrass tanking teams and to not take the foot off the gas. Mr. It's rigged to play 4 quarters.
I'm totally comfortable with saying that. Yes, I did say that, and I still agree with it. That doesn't mean that I want Kobe Bryant's scoring record, the immortal Kobe Bryant.
Don't embarrass them too much. Yeah, don't embarrass.
No, you could embarrass them. You could beat them by 60. What I specifically said was not that one player go off for 83. It was
embarrass them communally. That's it. Embarrass them communally.
Yeah, share the ball. Share the wealth a little bit, man. We believe in sharing the ball up here. Come on, man.
Don't Drago him. Respectfully knock him out.
Average Joe 1789 $5 super chat. Thank you, Mars. They didn't foul other Heat players until the Heat fouled the Wizards to get the ball back quicker. Don't be disingenuous.
I never said they did. Drew Smith threw a turnover. Then he intentionally fouled. Then the next possession, Keyshawn Johnson got the ball, and then the Wizards intentionally fouled. And then right after that, Yakuchonis fouled on the rebound, I'm pretty sure. That's what happened. I know the period of events, and I never implied that the Wizards started it.
Then we got Prada Fiend, $2 super chat. Get him off the show, gang. This is bad. And then we have B True 2310, $5 super chat. Thank you. Crying over 6 points is just ridiculous. He got that close. Might as well go and get it. I'm good off the sportsmanship and Grace BS.
He was 4 points away from Kobe before the shenanigans most people complain about started.
And then Average Joe 1789, $5 super chat. Another one. Only brought up your deal, Ron, because you came at a smaller super chat, or smaller super chats matter. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Yes,
everything
they do.
You can do matters. Smooth Tube 8849, $5 super chat. By the way, Penn asked for players to score tanking teams. This reaction from him is contradictory. He just addressed that. And then we got Mr. Aboriginal 2626, $5 super chat. Who was better heel in your opinion, Edge or Randy Orton, since wrestling storylines was involved?
Edge, better actor.
Yeah, well, Edge slept with someone's girlfriend, and then they turned it into a part of the show. Dalai Lama 133 member for 12 months. What would Penn say if Scotty got 81 plus?
I told y'all. He's amazing. I'd be happy for me. I'd be happy for me. I'd be sad for the entire NBA world. That if people were like, I'm going to block this guy so I don't have to listen to him victory lap, I would totally understand it. No, the league has not built up Scotty as next up. So for him to break Kobe's record would probably be a disservice to the league as well. Good for Scotty, though. Good for Raptors FC. We were very down right now.
Kareem Miles, 8274, member for 3 months. Rare Ron W. Shout out to you. NY Breezy 23, member for 15 months. This is hands down the worst take in PC history.
No, it's not. Shout out to you. It's not the worst take this week.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Toast God 207, member for 38 months. Shake my head, bro. Smart people are
smart dumb people.
Smart dumb people. Whatever that is. Yeah.
There's actually a real thing about smart dumb people for sure.
Toonie97, remember 2 months. Get Penn McCants out of here. Bozo behavior today.
I'm gonna get my crown.
McCants hating on it too.
Just Flow, member for 12 months. Penn USA coming for that chain tomorrow. 51st State.
Okay. I don't really know what you're talking about because I don't give a shit about this stuff, but cool.
And then Yo is Trey 9615 became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining. Then our final, unless Mars sees another one that I'm missing, our final member chat that we have is we got Jesus Entertainment 7667 member for 13 months. Appreciate y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for tapping into the show today. Thank y'all so much for being here with us. One more. We got J Paul 718 $2 super chat. Missed the shop. Love you, guy.
Missed the show. I think he is what he meant.
No problem. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you continue to tap in with us. Make sure also we will be in Portland at the Moda Center on April 10th. Lock in. We have a live show. We'll have a meet and greet. And then also we will be going to the Blazers Clippers game with a post-game fan experience with exclusive prizes as well. You'll be able to meet your hero chill. And then we can see y'all tomorrow. Y'all know what time it is.
Later.